You're about to watch another exciting episode of the Dungeon Run, but did you know that you can actually be part of the adventure? Tune in live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and you can make your voice heard and help determine the fate of our adventurers. Hope to see you there.
Greetings and welcome to the Dungeon Run. Well, right off the bat, there he goes. Milo's dead on the floor. Thank you, dude the man. Well played. I have no minion for the rest of the show. That's how that goes. Hell, perfect. All right, let's start again. Shall we? Greetings and welcome to the Dungeon Run, a live tabletop role-playing game where your interactions help tell the tale. And a special hello to everyone watching live for the first time. Hello. So glad you could join us. By the way, Milo, before he died, wanted you to know to click the star to follow the channel to get live notifications. Although he's dead now, so I don't even know if that matters. I'll see you in the chat during the show. I am Lord Ereban, Keeper of Secrets and your host for tonight's campaign. Together, we stand witness as our intrepid adventurers face terrible danger and most certain doom in their quest for glory, valor, and most importantly, treasure. Yes! As you'll see, all of the players are still working from home and practicing their social distancing. As soon as the time is right, I'll let all of the players back into my dungeon. So don't you worry. Throughout our time together, you will be called upon to help guide decisions made within the game. In addition to our live chat interactions, those that are brave enough can purchase one of our unique props. Tonight we have 4 Dungeon Run props available if you are watching live. What is that, potato? Already? Red Robin? What? We are going to be able to make, well, I was going to tell Milo how excited I was because we could make him his favorite French fries, but of course, he won't be eating this evening. Oh my goodness! Uncle CW, bringing it to 2 potatoes. It's a meal already. Very exciting. All right. So, like we said, we have the 4 Dungeon Run props available. If you love the show, you can show love. And when you buy Show Love, Jeff will see it and may read your name out during the game, showing you some love. And of course, you can show love to any member of the team. You can also, number 2, bestow upon the adventuring party the gift of advantage. That's the ability to roll a pair of 20-sided dice at once, taking the highest value. Or, of course, if you're feeling a little more evil, you can set the trap of disadvantage. If a player has advantage, this disadvantage will counter it. And if the player does not have an advantage, well, they will roll a pair of 20-sided dice and take the lowest value. After all, life is pain, is it not? Yes! And yes, of course, Milo's ball is still out. I told him to put it away, though there's nothing he can do about it now because he's been killed by you. His ball was out, it was used, and he is now lifeless. So don't use it, please. Please don't touch it anymore because that just makes things worse. Really, truly, we appreciate it. Thank you. Now, when you give props, please specify which player at the table it is for, or I will make the choice for you, and you won't like it, I assure you. Also, for all things Dungeon Run, head over to the dungeonrun.fandom.com. There you will find more info on our characters, Dungeon Run merch and a link to the Dungeon Run Discord, where you can join a wonderful community of runners. You can upload your fan art there as well. And to those who have already submitted, I see you and I thank you. Now, let's meet our brave souls, the cast of characters. Please welcome Jared Kajak as Civ Redfessel.
What's up, Lord A? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to decide what kind of tattoo I'm gonna get. You got any requests?
I do have requests, and I have a good idea.
What?
But I'll send it to you psionically so that no one else can hear. Yes.
All right.
Next, we have Jessica Lynn Parsons as Fahima Taig.
Hi! Lord A, I learned a fun fact about the brain, that it weighs 3
Tell me.
pounds. How many Big Macs
Yes.
is that?
That's a lot of Big Macs, but it also doesn't weigh 3 pounds when I'm done with it. Oh, jokes. All right, Morgan Peter Brown is next as James Quelos.
What's up? How are you?
I'm good, James. How are you?
Good. Good. I'm trying to decide who has a more devious sounding laugh, you or Jared.
Jared, of course.
Jared.
Yeah.
There's no one more
For
devious
a
than
nice
this
rogue, he has an evil mastermind laugh.
dude. He certainly does. He's become a little more on the edge of evil lately. I'm just saying.
and you and I would know, honestly, because we
would
jumped
know,
over that edge a long time ago.
yes. Most definitely. Next up, we have Ronald Ogden as Argo. Ronald, what happened to your
Hello,
voice?
good
I
sir.
cannot hear you.
There it is. I did it. I'm good at things. How are you
You
today?
are muted. We've discussed this.
I know.
Ron, how are you? I love your hair. Your flowing hair is very red and glorious.
It's getting very long.
It is.
It's incredible.
It's like Milo's tail hair.
Yeah, I want to have a
Very
conversation with you about Milo real quick. So
Yes, we
he
should.
constantly dies. Can't you just like re-summon him?
Look, at 121 years old, my skills in resummoning have gotten very shoddy. So, yes, I can, but it takes a lot of energy, and I don't have a ton. All right?
All right.
How about that? Good
Sure.
enough?
I don't believe you, but good enough.
Yes, it's not really true. But I digress. Next up, we have Katie Michaels as Lily Dumbledore.
Hi!
Hi!
Is there-
How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, just regular good?
Well, yes, but I'm waiting. There was a but in there. What? But
Oh, I
what?
have a question.
Or
Well, because
something-
Fahima said
Ah.
a brain weighs 3 pounds, and she doesn't know
Yeah.
how many Big Macs that is, but shouldn't you weigh it in quarter pounders? Because then you can. A brain weighs 12 quarter pounders? 12!
Boom.
We've broken me. That was really good. You came up with that immediately. How creative this group is. I love it. That was fun.
Ron was
Very, very
disappointed
fun.
in me.
You know why I'm disappointed? I'm disappointed because I didn't think of it. That's why I'm disappointed.
I am too. Really, that's the only thing I am is disappointed in me. All right. Finally. And one of the most important characters here, though he doesn't play a character in the group, he's very important because he's our dungeon master. He's the one. He's the only. Mr. Jeff Kanata!
Hey, you know what, guys? I think that McDonald's sponsorship deal is really working out well.
Yep.
I'm glad we inked that.
We love Mickey D's here on...
Ba,
Do you know what they call it in the UK?
I'm
Anyone?
loving it.
Let's build one on
I
Bingle.
don't.
Yeah.
Definitely we should do that. I was going to say, if anyone knows what they call it in the UK, let me know because I think it's funny. I just forgot how you said
Royale
it.
with cheese?
Anyways, No, it's something else, and I can't remember. Yes, but that's beside the point. Listen, as the journey continues, I, Lord Ereban, will be in your social conversations around the game. So keep an eye out for my avatar and my comments. Oh, and before we begin, I have a favor to ask of you. It would give me a great pleasure if you would share the show. Just click below and let all of your admirers know that you are watching The Dungeon Run, the greatest show in the history of shows, in the history of the entire universe. That's right. I really believe it is. Now, keep your comments coming. Be ever vigilant and let the dice roll!
Yeah. We are
Happy
back.
Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, watchers. Welcome, new watchers, to episode 55 of The Dungeon Run. We are so excited to have you with us. If this is your first episode, fear not. I'm about to give you all the information you need to jump right in here and enjoy the show. So lock yourself in. We are, I'm so excited to get started this week. This is going to be a fun one. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's catch everybody up, shall we?
Yep.
Please.
Yes.
It started as a simple dungeon run, but it has become a time-traveling, swashbuckling, magical adventure. When these 5 heroes first came together, they merely answered an advertisement on a signpost for easy treasure. But what they found on that first dungeon run catapulted them into a quest to save the great wardens of Ayn.
And we haven't even gotten any treasure. We haven't gotten any treasure.
We're working on it. Pipe down,
I'm just saying.
Someone feels very strongly about this.
Okay, I'm good.
Saving
I'm
the
good.
great wardens of Ayn, the giant sentinels who have protected the realms for generations. And in the course of seeking out and rescuing those wardens, they became sailors aboard the Tardy Plunder, a pirate ship helmed by Captain Mervis Blowhard. They sank that ship to reach the deepest part of the treacherous Deep Reef, where they battled a fearsome warrior known as Yan Mo. They forced Yan Mo and his undersea army to retreat, freed the Inferno Warden he held captive, and became the Heroes of Bingle in the process, saving Lily's island home from the torment of a violent oppressor. But just as they were on the trail of another warden, incredible magic pulled them back through time 22 years and cast them into entirely new bodies. They found themselves living as sellswords in the employ of Mervis's own father, the infamous pirate Whitebeard. As mercenaries, they helped Whitebeard apprehend a fugitive of the Shazengao Empire. The Dragonborn dynasty offered a 5,000 gold bounty for the capture of a Triton named Choran. But Choran knew the whereabouts of the Shazengao's most valuable treasure. Treasure, Jared. Riches and magical items worth far more than his bounty. He offered the location of that treasure in exchange for reuniting him with his wife and son. So, the Heroes of Bingle persuaded Whitebeard to change course, to seek out that family on the Isle of Rum. But they could never have imagined that Choran's son, a 5-year-old boy named Chomel, would turn out to be the same Dragonborn Triton who would eventually grow to become the warrior Yan Mo, the leader who would devastate and terrorize Bingle and conspire to imprison the wardens. His mother, Baojai, was a Dragonborn royalty, a princess whose illicit romance and secret marriage to Choran was condemned by the dynasty, which made Chomel's very existence and claim to the throne a threat. The Heroes of Bingle rescued the family from the haunted Castle Rum and found clues about its ties to the mysterious Old Ones, ancient beings said to have knowledge from before the Great War of Ideas. They also battled a demonic creature known as the Lord of Crows and managed to banish it back to the plane of existence whence it came. Finding a strange obelisk in the demon's lair, the team decided to burn and destroy it rather than risk the creature's return. As they exited the eerie sanctum under the lighthouse on Ocean's Gull Point, James, Lily, and Fahima focused their magic on the structure, felling the tower with repeated blasts of force, fire, and sonic energies. The toppling of the lighthouse did not go unnoticed by the residents of the port town of Boster, but Lily quelled the spreading rumors by singing a song in the Salt Spray Cafe that explained the lighthouse keeper's nefarious intentions. Having gained a new level of experience in their momentous battle, the heroes found themselves with new abilities and new questions. Ugo took an oath to the goddess of truth and light, the Candle Queen, starting his path toward becoming a paladin. Lily became acquainted with a new hand crossbow, overcoming her initial misgivings after some tender lessons from Civ. And Civ sought Fahima's counsel for his own burgeoning magical abilities. Together, they managed to create an arcane connection between the Tabaxi and his longtime mouse companion, Mr. Whispers, allowing Civ the ability to convert the mouse into the form of a raven, and allowing Fahima to hear Mr. Whispers speak in his own voice for the first time. When they returned to the dock, they were confronted by Whitebeard's first mate, Loudmouth, who informed them in his own roundabout way that Whitebeard's son, Mervis, now only 10 years old, had nonetheless convinced a group of pirates to steal the tardy plunder and sail it off to parts unknown. Whitebeard was furious and, wanting no more surprises, told Loudmouth to seek an audience with the Sea Hag, a soothsayer on the island that had been chained and used as a money-making enterprise by a pair of swarthy halflings. The only problem was that the Heroes of Bingle had already killed the halflings and set the hag free. There was no way to find her or hear her enigmatic visions of the future. Still, they promised Loudmouth they would transcribe the hag's message word for word and went off into the town to find new buccaneers to replace Whitebeard's AWOL crew. At the underground fighting ring known as the Mud Pit, they successfully recruited 2 new pirates. And as they exited, they noticed a storefront they hadn't seen before. An open door revealed walls lined with artwork in dim light, curtains and oil lamps illuminating parchment covered in designs and symbols. A tattoo parlor. And that is where we pick up this week.
Dun, dun, dun.
I do want to thank some folks who are already showering us with love, and boy, do we appreciate it. Thank you for those balloons. Subotai the Smithy, Forest Elf 86, Goofus McDorkle, Crafton Crunch. The old Goofus McDorkle, Crafton Crunch back-to-back is delightful to me.
Dynamic duo.
Yes,
Always.
Uncle CW, Ames 1990, Red Robin, El Gantantu?
Sure.
Sorry if I messed that up. Half-Blood, Phoenix Fire, and many others, actually. Thank you so much for those balloons. We greatly appreciate them. I'm told there were even some potatoes in the beginning of the show. Mm-hmm. Wow. We are overwhelmed by that level of generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to know about the balloons and the potatoes, hopefully you get a chance to tune in live sometime. The live experience for the Dungeon Run is unlike any other. We have the best community on the internet. I can say that with utmost confidence. These are the best people on the internet. I hope you can join us live on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time on Caffeine. All right, let's jump into the show. The team notices this tattoo parlor.
And we walk right past it. Totally ignoring it.
Not interested.
Does anybody have money for tattoos? No? Okay, let's keep going.
Jeff
Perfectly
did
well.
say,
Welcome,
Jeff did say in chat that Loudmouth gave us some money to go talk to the hag, so we can
did.
spend that if we want to.
That's correct. Yes, you have 150 gold that is intended for the payment to the halflings for an audience with the Sea Hag. It is not a cheap experience to get
Right.
a fortune from the Sea Hag, and Loudmouth gave you that money for that purpose.
So before we go in there and spend all of our money on tattoos, I'm wondering, do we have an idea of what we're going to do about the non-existent hag Whitebeard situation? Did we come to some sort of resolution there?
I think the resolution was that I could send to her
Right.
and get just get a short answer about the about what Whitebeard seeks advising on. I can do that in front of him. We could wait, or I could try it right now, I
Do
suppose.
you think she's still on the island?
I have no idea. Probably
You
not.
could send her now and ask.
If I was, but why? Why? I mean, it's probably not in our best interest to visit her. Remember looking at her, what that does? How it almost killed Lily?
Oh,
Also,
we're
yeah,
supposed to look
I'm
at
not
it.
super keen on hanging out with her again. But
Definitely not.
do you think that if we're like, hey, where are you at? We would like to come hang out. She's gonna tell us?
I don't know. I don't know how smart they are.
That's true.
If I was her, I would be long gone. But hopefully she has some memory. Hopefully she has, good memories for what we did for her. So she'll be able to just, give us some quick words of, I don't know, soothsaying.
Do you want to try that now, or do you prefer to do it in front of Whitebeard? It's your call.
It might be better in front of Whitebeard.
I agree.
It might seem more convincing, I guess.
So does that mean that we're not spending the money and giving it back to him?
Well, no, because
Right.
then we could say that James needs the money. It's the same same service.
Purchase arcane components
Yes.
for the spell.
Okay.
Normally, I would have a problem lying, but it's Whitebeard, so.
Exactly. I'm on the same page, I'll It's not my normal
Money is
go-to, but
almost
Right.
certainly, yes, not coming from a
I
great
feel like
place.
we can be rest assured that this isn't Whitebeard's money. It's not like he earned
True.
this in a fair, just way.
Probably not.
True. It's probably money from the fighting pits and betting on Uggo.
Which would be my money anyway.
Right. Good
All of
point.
this logic is checking out to me.
So do you want to go see how much a tattoo costs?
Yes.
You're all more than welcome. It's not really something that
Oh, come on, James. I'm going to grab
don't have
James and pull him
tattoo?
inside of the parlor.
Oh,
Sif,
no,
do you
no.
have a tattoo?
Also, James, you're not in your body.
Right.
just so you're just in case we're forgetting that
The pain
point.
might still be real, though.
Well, you
Oh,
know.
absolutely would be. Yeah.
I don't have a tattoo. I'm covered in scars and fur, so this will purely just be a bonding experience since my fur will grow over the tattoo. Unless I
Got it.
shave it on a regular basis.
Right.
Well, you'll still know it's there, even if you don't see it.
Right.
So, Uggo, you have tattoos, and Lily, do you?
Not on this body, I don't.
No tattoos.
Got it.
Though people often would get tattoos on Bingle. It's kind of a vacation activity.
Yeah, I have 3 of them on my body.
You don't know where they are?
On your normal body.
Yes, on my normal body, I have 3.
Are they on this body too?
No, I don't know. I can't see my back.
You want me to check?
Uggo just
Yeah,
strips off all
I'll
of
go
his
take some
clothes.
shit off.
we
I have
are
any
in public.
tattoos?
They are not there.
No.
These are different bodies.
Just back.
I don't remember.
Is it a tattoo of a back?
Oh, I guess I don't know how you would tell. How well were the tattoos done?
They were done by orcs.
No, it's just a regular back.
That sounds extra painful.
I don't remember. Are we
Yes, it's
humanoids?
part of the ritual of a tattoo. Very painful.
Yes,
yeah.
I mean it is perhaps an extraordinary coincidence, but you are roughly the same size and shape and appearance
Got it.
as you are in the real world. But these are certainly not your bodies.
Right.
All this time, James is like a foot taller than what he was before.
Yes.
James Quillis.
Big James.
I'm going to pull James inside the tattoo parlor. I want to see what the prices are.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Hello.
Don't worry, James. They don't just tattoo you if you enter.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you.
You're attacked by
Makes me feel a
needles.
little better.
So you walk in this place. It's dimly lit. The curtains are drawn there. The door is wide open. There seems to be it's welcoming in that way, and there's light streaming in from that. But most of the place is actually pretty dimly lit. And as you walk in, you notice an aroma of incense, something pleasant. There's a mood in this room. And as I said last week, all along the walls in pretty much every surface is covered with parchment that seems to have been placed there very intentionally. And all of the parchment has a variety of symbols and icons and even text, images of all sorts. And they all seem to be, a lot of them monochromatic, some of them have color, but they're all these beautiful this beautiful mosaic of art all crammed together as you walk in the sort of dim light, lamplight, the curtains drawn, but the daytime light streaming through them, muffled and colored by the curtains themselves. And you see a woman in the back standing near an upholstered, high-backed seat in front of a number of jars on shelves of colored liquids with long, thin, sharp implements sticking out of them. And she herself is covered in tattoos, sleeves on both arms, on her neck, up and around the sides of her face, intricate, beautiful patterns of symbols and shapes that form a tapestry dancing across her skin. She has short, cropped hair in the back with long bangs that are kind of tossed casually over one eye.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome. I am Moacha. Welcome to the living canvas.
Ooh.
Hello.
I like the name.
Thank you.
Jeff, am I able to read any of the symbols written?
Certainly, yeah. You can, you have that ability as a librarian, as someone who's studied many languages, and I believe you even have magical talents in that regard, right?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, it's all around you. There's everything from sea creatures and ship motif stuff to, mom. It runs the gamut. It's all around you. You can read a lot of it very easily. There is stuff that doesn't look familiar. It might be just abstract art. It might be just designs. Not all of it is readable, but it is certainly a lot of it is, and nothing jumps out at you as being particularly shocking or unusual.
Got it. Am I able to read any of the symbols on her in specific? Is it if just like statements or sayings or anything like that? I guess I'd be curious.
It is a beautiful pattern that goes up and through her arms and into her clothes. You can't quite see all of it, and it all seems the level of skill that was required to create it just seems incredible. And yes, there are words and sayings in there. Some of them affirmations, some of them that seem very much like familial honorifics, things that are honor the family. And it seems to be tying back to a city that you have definitely heard of in Ain called Sinzan, which is far west of here.
Got it. Hello,
Go ahead.
My friends were a bit curious about your artistry and services. You seem very talented from what we can see. So,
thank you very much. I would love to serve you in any of your needs.
How much?
Illustration. Well, it depends on the size of the mark that you wish to place on your skin. We can do a variety of things. Is there anything specific that you see or you have in mind that I may create on your body?
I've always been partial to mice.
Yes, of course. Mice.
So something small, perhaps. What would that
Yes.
cost?
A small mark on your skin, 25 gold. It is a modest request, a modest fee, and we could confer on your specific requirements. An original piece, yes.
Color? Can you do color for 25?
As a new customer, I would be happy to.
Are these your tools? I'm gonna go kind of like tap on the jars and look at the big spiny things that are sticking up out of them.
Yes, indeed, those are my needles. And you are welcome to inspect them. They are quite safe.
Do you know Orcish?
No, but I am happy to copy anything that you would be able to scroll for me. I have
Unfortunately,
skills
I
in that
cannot.
regard.
I can write an orc.
You can?
Yes, I speak it and I read it. Although orc is very, how do I say this? Harsh. The letters are blocky.
Yeah.
All right. Sure, I can draw something, I suppose.
I want it to say Uggo was here.
Okay.
Ago, you want
Fine.
to put your own name was here on your body?
Yeah.
Isn't
Because then
that...
if I ever meet him, then I know who I was.
Oh, I see. I thought maybe it was kind of implied that...
I'm using brain now.
Yeah, you are.
Depending on the size of that marking, I would be happy to.
As cheap as you can make it.
Well, Ago,
I have 8 gold. Yeah.
maybe an idea is like a symbol that you'll know if you meet him.
Is
Maybe
that not a
something
symbol I
like
would know?
right on your face, and then you can't miss it.
Oh, no.
Good
Lily.
idea. Yeah,
No.
put it on my face.
No.
I must warn you that
Ago was here.
one of
No.
my tattoos on your face is quite painful, but as an orc, I'm sure you're accustomed to pain.
Yes.
I
didn't mean Uggo was here on your face. I meant like a symbol that you'll remember. Like a maul, a little hammer.
A crusty station hammer.
Yeah.
Maybe like next to on your temple or something.
I could do a candle.
A
Yes.
candle, sure.
This guy's gonna wake up with a tattoo on his face. You guys go back to your own time.
I want a
It's
candle.
gonna be like the Hangover 4 for these 5 sellswords.
I want a candle right there.
What happened?
They're gonna wake up with a lot of treasure, a lot of money.
Well,
Very
we'll
So
see.
even though they're gonna have tattoos on their face, I don't know. They might be okay with that.
Be worth it.
I love it. All right.
Fahima, was there? You seem very curious.
Oh, yes, I'm just taking everything in. I've never been in a place like this before. Don't have these in Axbright.
Well, please take your time and peruse. There are quite a few options, and of course, I can create an original piece for you based on description.
I wish the first...
tattoos.
You want the tattoos to be matching?
Why not?
We'll all have to get them at that point.
No, that's okay.
I'm fine with that. What were you thinking?
Games.
But we'll
Beauty
never-
is pain.
But we'll never have one. We'll never have it when we return.
Well, we can
Well-
get them again when we you know.
It's kind of the ideal tattoo situation because we're just trying it out on this body, and then when we get back to our other bodies, we can decide if we liked it or not.
There's some wisdom in that, I see. Ms. Moacha, Moacha, yes.
Yes.
What is the process exactly? Is it extraordinarily painful?
Yes.
I
How
promise
long?
I will be as gentle as I can be. But yes,
Certainly.
there is some discomfort involved.
It can't hurt worse than all of the,
I would suggest if discomfort is your worry, I would not put it on your face.
That won't be something I'll be doing.
Why not?
I couldn't help overhearing your conversation. Are you druids, shapeshifters, skin changers?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Sometimes.
Very observant of you.
We're dabbling
Yes,
in
we
it.
are.
Well, I may be able to offer you something special.
Go on.
Okay.
A tattoo is permanent. Art and life as one. A skilled artisan can create beauty on the skin that never fades. A symbol that stays on your body long past the point your soul departs. But for those as yourself, for whom the soul is more important than the body, well, expression for the very soul. I have a technique the artists in Sinzan have been developing, and I have taken this here to Boster. I call it the Forever Mark.
Oh.
A tattoo that permeates the skin, transcends it.
Fascinating.
It is expression for the soul.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Wow.
That's very.
I do-
Jeff,
I
what do
do
I know
have-
about Sinzan? Sorry, I'm sorry, Jerry.
No, go ahead.
Roll me a history check. I believe you have advantage. Hang on a second, lost my window here. You have advantage from ages 13, countered by Cosmic Lord 09.
Thank you both. 12.
You recall Sinzan being a sister city with Vorth. They are on either side of a river, and there is a lot of notable art that is made and sold from there. The Illustrator Guild is from Sinzan, and they're sort of famous for artistry and arts in all types.
So this soul tattoo,
The Forever Mark, yes.
Forever Mark, right? How much would that cost, and how big is it?
Expensive. It is expensive.
I see.
Yes. They start at 250 gold.
Yes.
Oh, how much do we have?
Not
Not 250 gold
we
each,
don't. We
that's
have-
for sure.
No, certainly. We have something somewhere over 150. Something like that. But,
Well, I would be happy to create beautiful marks for your skin. I cannot guarantee they would transcend a shape change.
got it. Well, if anyone else would like to go first, I don't know. I'm worried, honestly.
What are you worried about, James?
Passing out, vomiting, embarrassing myself.
Look, if you pass
you
out,
would not
then
be the first.
you don't feel the
Thank
pain
you.
any longer. Seems like
What?
a win-win. If you pass out, you won't feel the pain any longer.
That's true.
That's small comfort.
Or you feel it and it'll wake you up again.
Right.
I'll go.
But, no,
I
if
can
it's
always do cure wounds on you.
yes.
But that would be
Well,
after,
no, but-
right? You have to do it
Please.
after. Otherwise, the wounds will close while she do it.
That's true. But immediately afterwards. Also,
Right.
I don't think it's that painful.
Okay. Can you go first?
Me?
I mean, or someone else.
My
Well,
dad
I'll-
has loads of tattoos. He's never complained about them.
I'm happy to go first, but I don't know what I'm gonna get.
Yeah. What are we even considering?
I wish our first initials of all of our names spelled a cool word, but I tried and there's no good word.
Jolf.
Fulges?
Jolfs.
Fulges?
Slow.
3 hours later.
3 hours later.
Fludges. Fludges.
Hema F. James is J.
That's very good, Ugo. Well done.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to make words with those letters.
There's none.
Yeah, CJFUL is hard.
I'm willing to consider something commemorating all of you, but
What's a symbol that represents all of us?
The amulet.
Yes, that's what I was thinking, but an eye on our skin might look a little bit strange. Like an
Well-
eye poking out or something.
maybe we put it somewhere subtle, like on our wrist or something. I don't know. It could be hidden by a sleeve.
What about a phoenix? I know Meep is more of a Fahima thing, but I was thinking about it, and we all have some sort of magical ability now. We've all been reborn, so to speak. I don't know. I personally like phoenixes. I've been given a second chance, so I think of it as something that I could strongly relate to. And Meep has been with us as long as we've been together.
It's very true.
That's true.
That sounds lovely.
I also just like the idea of getting a Carla the Crab tattoo. Just
And we
because.
not have it on my face this time?
No.
Right.
Slave
already had a
if it's
face
a soul
tattoo.
tattoo.
I'd somehow almost forgotten that. Yes. A phoenix is a nice idea. I can see that. Do you
It
have
could
any
even-
examples of phoenix artwork, Miss Moacha?
Of course, a popular choice. And she brings you over, and there's a section with a few various sizes of birds in fire and flames, and stark, monochromatic, black images that look like silhouettes, and then others that are more colored with red and yellow and orange all around them.
It could also be a phoenix coming out of an amulet if you wanted to give it some sort of power or energy.
Can the phoenix be carrying a flute in one claw and a maul in the other?
Of course.
Oh my gosh.
And then it's coming out of some shadow smoke.
It's surfing in front of the American flag.
This statue's sounding very intricate.
It's going to
Riding
take a
a
long
giant
time.
man. Riding on the back of a giant man.
How about we each get our own interpretation of a phoenix, whatever you like? And I'll get mine as small as possible.
Phoenix with hammers for wings.
We could also get something that represents us, that makes us as a group.
Well, we are the heroes of Bingle. I was thinking perhaps a tropical island with a palm tree on it.
Oh, what about a Vardo?
There's so many options.
Yeah.
This is the tricky thing with tattoos and why so many people have an easier time getting them when they're drunk.
What if
Right.
I know what we should do? We should get one that says it's simple dungeon run. And it's
What
a
does
little,
that mean?
It's a little well,
I've
it's
never
the
heard
picture
that
we
saying
saw.
before
The
in
thing
my
that
life.
You did read it. You did read it.
Oh,
Time.
that.
Yeah, the thing
Right.
that brought us together.
Wow.
What
deep
about-
cut?
What about
Very deep.
an Achirai?
Oh, well, any beast. I was considering a chick cherry or a marlop or even Hamlet. Hamlet!
Oh, Hamlet.
You could get Hamlet tattoo.
Hamlet or a phoenix, I'm fine with.
How
Either
cute
one.
would that be? A little flying pig? So
Pretty
irreverent,
cute.
know what it meant.
Pretty cute. Yes.
Yes, I'd rather go with the phoenix over the flying pig, personally.
Have to worry about it. It's not your body. I mean, when you shape change.
Right. Because we are druids, after all.
Yes.
Yes.
Ish.
I just screamed into
Well-
my microphone.
Well, please, someone step forward and get this started, because
For getting a
I'm
phoenix,
getting nervous.
I'll go first.
I'm fine with that.
I may have to shave you depending on where you'd like it placed.
Well, I'd expect that.
Where would you like it placed and what size, please? For 25 gold. Although, if you are all 5 of you getting a tattoo, I will happily give you a group discount.
Ah, it's very nice.
Of course.
I'd like mine, because if I'm ever going to show it again, I'll have to continue to shave it. It'll have to be someplace I can shave easily. So perhaps on my shoulder, right about here.
Very well. And, do you want to have one of the ones off the shelf, or are you having a custom jobber?
No, I want a custom one because I'd like mine coming out of an amulet.
Ah, an amulet.
I can do I'll show the image of I can't remember the name of that spell right now. So I can
Minor
show,
illusion?
Yeah, thank you. I could not think of the word minor.
So you're creating an image of what the amulet looks
Yeah,
like?
what the amulet and what Meep looks like. It like this, Siv?
Yes, but maybe Meep a little bit older, like when she turns into more of a fiery phoenix and not a cute little birdie.
Ah, that is very
This?
helpful.
Sort of like if Meep was crossed with Mr. Whispers, and I point at the raven on my shoulder.
Oh, well, first I do it, and Meep is now half a mouse. I mean, yeah. Like this?
Interesting.
No, like this.
Oh, sorry, I'm not used to Mr. Whispers being a bird. This.
Also a shape changer.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That is quite helpful, thank you. And she grabs a piece of parchment from a stack on the shelf and grabs a regular quill and ink, and she starts drawing furiously with her hands. And you see these strokes create this beautiful representation of what Lily had manifested in her minor illusion. And it is not exactly perfect. It's not exactly right on. There's a style to it. She's like applied some artistry in how she interprets it. It is an interpretation of what she sees. Things Meep exaggerated in certain ways. The wings a little longer and sleeker, the beak a little elongated. The amulet itself, while definitely recognizable as the Secret Keeper's amulet, she has kind of embellished a bit and added flourishes. You can see that she is very skilled.
Yeah.
Is this what you would like?
I love that. I'm gonna pull the threading out of my armor so that the sleeve just drops down, and then I'll pull out a knife and immediately start shaving the hair off the side of my shoulder.
Thank you. I was willing to do that for you, but I appreciate it. And you get down to bare skin there, and she sits you down in this high back chair, and she goes up to the back of the room where there's these shelves with these glass jars full of liquid, and she grabs a couple of them, and she starts pulling the needles out and meticulously poking your arm, and it isn't uncomfortable. It is painful, but little by little over the course of many minutes, you see this. All of you see this image start to take shape, exactly as she had drawn it on the parchment, exactly in that manner, and it is coming together. You see the amulet, form on the bottom, and you see this beautiful version of Meep, the stylized, almost older, majestic version of a phoenix flying out of the amulet, its neck extended, its beak toward the heavens. And an hour passes. She's still working at it, still plucking your skin, still drawing blood, wiping it away with a cloth, smiling at you as it goes. And little by little, she finishes, and she says, well, now you must care for this, or it will not be as pristine for as long. And she gives you some instructions on how to, wash it and so on. And then she takes that parchment that she drew and she puts it up on the wall next to all the others. And she says, would the rest of you like another, a different image or the same?
I like the idea of us personalizing it to each of us.
Of course. What can I do for you?
For me, well, I was thinking of if you could do a phoenix rising from the ashes in front, sort of dark, like a silhouette, and then behind, rising a bigger phoenix towards the sun.
Yes, something like this. And she starts drawing, taking elements of the first version of Meep and modifying them, and there's this stark silhouette in front of it, and in a few strokes you see it come together, and she says, is this what you would like?
Yes, and now the question is where to put it.
Well, that is one I cannot answer for you.
Can you draw the other ones while I decide?
Of course. Who is next?
James?
No, please, you first.
James, how about a single line? A single line drawing Phoenix, right?
Yeah, you could do like a
Simple.
stick phoenix.
No, she's obviously very talented. I wouldn't want to insult her. It still
No insults.
looks.
This is your body. It is precious
Thank you.
to you.
It looks lovely. Is there a place that you recommend for the least amount of pain, or?
Usually fleshy areas are the least uncomfortable.
Oh, like
Bone,
the thighs.
face, thin skins are
Right,
most uncomfortable.
right.
You could get
Right.
an upper thigh tattoo, James.
Either way, you will live.
Right, no, yeah, I'll live. Lily, I'll go, please. I'm thinking. I'm still thinking.
Okay.
I'll go, what are you gonna do?
I thought maybe I would get a phoenix coming out of a candle that is in front of a maul and a flute and a dagger and a book.
They're all in front of each other like dominoes?
Yeah, just kind of like stacked on top of each other, and then on top is a candle, and out of the candle the phoenix come out.
Like a pile, like this?
Yeah, it's okay. So Civ used dagger, I use maul, you use flute. They both use
yeah.
books, except his is more like a dark thing.
That yeah.
And again,
Well,
Moacha starts drawing this, and a couple of times she has to, smudge a certain area, and then she takes another piece of parchment, trying to get it just right. This is a tricky one, and she creates an image that's very similar to what you said, and she says, "This one is a bit larger than most. Than
You
your
are
friends.
very talented.
Thank you. Where would you like this?
On my back.
Very well." And she asks you to lay face down on the chair. She leans the high back chair back, and you are able to kind of place your face down on it. And she gets to work. And this is a much longer process, but one very similar to the one Civ went through, piercing your back with these different colored liquids and long, thin needles. And she's working very hard, wiping away blood as it pierces your skin. Although it is certainly uncomfortable as promised, but nothing you have ever, nothing you would wince at as a barbarian.
As long as I don't get angry, right? Because then the needles start to break.
And this one takes twice as long, but it is, when she finally finishes it, she stands back and she says, if you would like, there is a mirror over here you can see. And she brings you over to an area where you're able to see your back.
Wow, that looks good. Thank you.
Excellent.
You are so good at this.
It is my pleasure.
Ma'am?
Yes.
I don't know if this is, I guess you can get a tattoo anywhere, but, and I kind of speak a little more quietly to her, so the others can't hear, or at least it's harder for them to hear. I was thinking perhaps if it started down by my stomach and then went up and then just went off my chest like this, like the wings are up here.
Oh my, yes. Would you like some privacy for this?
Yes.
Of course. And she ushers the rest of the team into the front area of the storefront, and she pulls a large curtain across the entire front. It actually looks a lot like the curtain that you saw in the other building in Boster that separated the front from the back where the Sea Hag was. It's a similar setup. And you are alone with her, Fahima, and she lays you down on the chair, and she says, "And how would you like the phoenix?" "Oh, like this." "Yes, I see. Of course, here and here." And she holds up, lifts up your jerkin, I guess it is, and starts working. And it does hurt quite a bit, on that tender part of your stomach. And it is a long process again. And the rest of you are out in that sort of lobby waiting area, and you hear the sounds of working, and she goes, "Yes, of course. Oh, are you comfortable? Are you comfortable?" And all that kind of stuff.
I lean over and go, I hope she gives us a big discount because these tattoos are large and we don't have enough money for all of this.
Right.
We did say we were getting 5 small tattoos. And
Yes.
Whitebeard.
Now they're getting a full back and a full chest.
That's quite something.
James, what are you going to get?
James is just going to be a tiny little squiggle.
I mean, it's definitely something probably a bit more on the subtle side, but I don't know about a leg or a shoulder. I guess I was thinking my forearm. Yes, inside of my forearm or something. What about you, Lily?
I don't know where to do it. I was also thinking maybe forearm or shoulder, I suppose. But forearm's
Sure.
nicer. I think I'm going to do a palm tree, and then on a little island, and then have a phoenix underneath it.
Beautiful. Are you the
And
first
then-
of your sisters to have a tattoo then, or what do you think?
That I know of. But I want the palm tree to have 5 fronds, 1 for each of us.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice.
So as time passes, Fima, she finishes up, and you look down and you see this beautiful version of that image that you had seen written on the parchment. Again, she places the parchment up on the wall, and it's clear to you that each of these images are not just advertisements for potential tattoos. They're tattoos she's actually made. She's actually illustrated on people's skin. And she says, "It is going to be a bit tricky, perhaps. Your clothes may be uncomfortable for quite a while, but give it some time and care." And she explains how to cover it and take care of it. She said, "Also, I want you to know you are quite warm. I don't know if you should see a physician."
I just run naturally. just nothing to worry about.
Fair enough. And next, please.
Well, I'll go. I would like, and I'll conjure a minor little illusion of a palm tree with 5 fronds, and I'd like
Beautiful.
the phoenix underneath it, and then
As if lifting the island.
no, as if sitting under the palm tree.
Ah. Ah, yes.
Relaxing in the shade, though I don't know if phoenixes really like shade, but we'll say they do. And should I get something to represent everyone?
Sure.
Yeah.
If that's
Sure.
what's going to make you happy.
If you like.
I guess I can always add to it if I need to. Right?
Yes.
Well, we'll
If you
start
come
with
across
that.
another tattoo parlor.
I would like
if you
5
ever make it to
fronds.
Zinzan, I highly recommend it.
Okay.
It's very nice.
James, you're gonna get yours on your wrist.
I think so, or forearm like above. Yes, maybe.
I
very-
think I'm gonna get mine right here on my shoulder.
Please have a seat.
Okay.
And she starts again working feverishly, first on the parchment, drawing the illustration as you explained it, and then relaying that, putting that onto your shoulder, the needles piercing, hurting you a bit, but you see that island start to take shape. You see the 5 fronds all in different, slightly different formations, different sizes and shapes. And it seems as if she's actually incorporated elements of the other people in the room. It's almost like you can tell which frond is which of your friends. And the final version of the phoenix sitting there majestically underneath, sort of in between all of these 5 fronds. It's quite a lovely image. It conjures a sense of peace and yet kind of hopeful heroism. I hope you like it.
Oh, it's perfect. I love it. What do you guys think?
It's beautiful.
Yes,
It fits
yes.
you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I did absolutely nothing except explain it, and she did all the work. But I love it.
No, you are an inspiration. Every artist needs a muse. Thank you.
Thank you, James.
Guess that leaves me.
Yep, you can't put it off anymore. Time to do it.
Yes.
This episode's entitled Peer Pressure.
That's right.
James.
No. Yes, I'm sold. You're obviously very talented. So yeah, sure.
Well, make sure this decision is your own. It is a
Yeah.
it is a mark that will not go away. It will be on your body long after your death.
Right. Yes. Okay. Trying new things, eh? Okay. Fahima, can you conjure some whiskey? I'm sure it's not quite real or anything, but let's try something like that.
Yep, I can flavor some water at least. Here,
Okay, good.
Prestidigitate some water.
Here,
All
James,
right,
hold
I
my
take-
hand.
Poured
All
water.
right. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So, what did we
Also,
decide on for his image?
I'm gonna conjure some ice too, and ice him down.
All right,
Thank
so you
you.
conjure a whiskey glass with ice in it. Of course, as soon as it hits your stomach, it immediately disappears.
Right.
But going down probably feels all right.
Placebo effect.
I meant
It's the placebo
to-
whiskey.
To numb his tattoo area.
Oh, ice. I see.
We've got this if you want it. You want some of that?
I thought you were doing whiskey rocks.
Both. Hey, both.
If you want liquor of the dead, we can do that.
I do
one.
not want liquor of the dead. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, let's. Honestly, whatever you think. A phoenix, yes, for certain. Maybe the letters HOB somewhere in there. But honestly, you seem very talented. I trust your artistic sensibilities. Just go ahead. Don't make it too big. But
When have
put
you felt
somewhere just-
reborn?
What do you mean?
When have you felt reborn?
And who's Hob?
When I met all of you. Yes. So, but Ms. Moacha,
I think a
please.
tattoo on James without a book is a crime against all of humanity.
I see books every day.
Perhaps she's emerging from a book.
Possibly. It seems sort of on the nose.
Diving into
Mi-
it?
Ms. Moacha, honestly,
Made
I,
of books.
I put myself in your hands. Just don't make it take up my whole arm, but something smallish here to remind me of these lovely friends. Would be fine.
All right, I will surprise you.
Okay,
I
good.
hope you like it because it
I'm
is
not going to watch.
permanent.
Yes.
Here, James, hold my hand
Yes, no holding. Yes, yeah, good.
So
and just
you,
squeeze it if it gets painful.
you place your arm out. Roll me a Constitution check, Jay.
I just did and got a 2.
Can I give you bardic
I am-
inspiration?
Gonna
All right.
throw up.
Yes. So you place your arm out, and the first needle that goes in, you go, and a little puke comes out of your mouth, just a tiny little bit, and you
Yeah,
look over.
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Oh,
She
oh.
she
No, fine.
graciously hands you a little towel, a little
You're very
rag
kind.
to.
You're very kind.
Please, it is not the first time. And and she continues going, and the pain does not feel very good.
No.
You do not like the idea of the needle in your arm. It is
Right.
a little woozy. The whole room is spinning a little bit.
Someone talk to me about something. Someone distract me.
Remember that tower that was over on the other side of the island?
Yeah, that
Think
thing's
about that.
dead.
That's
that
pretty
thing's
distracting
so
to you.
dead. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you-
And
many.
you see
Well, you know-
Watcha look at you guys sideways and keep look back down and keep working. And little by little, this image emerges of a single black line that swirls and rises up your arm and sort of forms the shape of a phoenix, a feather, a wing, an arm, a beak, and it is as if it is being conjured from, as you would wear a robe, from up your sleeve, almost as if you conjure your arcane blasts. This image that seems to emerge up and out and flower up into the wrist area on the underside of your arm, as if you have brought a bird, a phoenix, to life, as if casting it almost.
Amazing.
One single continuous line in stark black and white, up and around. And she says, I hope you like it. I heard what your friends suggested and I was inspired.
James, I'll slap him in the face a little bit.
um,
Look, it's done.
ah,
You did it.
ah,
Good job.
ah. That's cool. That's lovely. Thank you. Yes, you're very very talented.
You're
You
very
stayed awake
talented.
too. That's impressive.
You almost vomited.
Yes, I did.
I have to stop for a second and tell you that there was a potato purchased. So yes, all hail the potato. It is from a username that I am assured is not made up. It is actually the username Grim Farted. And it is a potato for me, saying the king of the DMs, which I am so grateful for. Thank you.
It's true.
And too kind. But thank you for the potato. We also have some love from Confusing Wookie, Shea Berry, Tiger Lily, JT Justice, Persephone, Anthropomorphic Muppet, an old brownie, Fat Loot, and Ruglius Booglius.
Doing it.
Thank you so much for those. We appreciate it all. All right, so the last of you having gotten your tattoos, this has been a multi-hour process and
Yes.
quite a long experience in there. All of you nursing a bit of soreness and looking at the beautiful artwork that has been created on your bodies. And she says, thank you for your patience. That will be, for you, 225 gold. I'm sorry, the sizes got quite bigger than you initially
I'll
indicated.
go hands and sieve. Here you go. It's 8 gold.
They did get a bit bigger than yes, that's true. I unfortunately don't know if we have that quite on us right now. We may have bitten off slightly more than we can chew on that end, but we do have most of it.
We have other items that might be of value.
Which is?
Well, here, yes.
Go ahead.
Well, here is 150. Yes. Here is so here
158.
158. 158. So for the remaining 42, 25, 67 gold, we'll work on that. Give us a moment. Right. Everyone, what are we thinking?
I have Lopo's belt buckle, which might be worth money. I also have the kitchen knife, which is magical. It's certainly worth money.
Oh, yeah. But then we can get soul tattoos.
I have the cup.
You
You
have.
do have the cup.
The
We also
fancy
have a
cup.
very,
Very
nice cup acquired from the very haunted Castle Rum, actually. That
May I see it?
definitely worth something.
Hand it over.
She looks at it. This is a very pretty cup.
Indeed, it is.
You're
Is
in
it
luck.
67
I am a fan
gold?
of very pretty things,
Pretty.
as you can see.
Yes, yes. You have excellent taste.
Okay, 158 gold and a pretty cup. You call it even.
Thank you.
She places it on the shelf and puts the needle that she had just used on James in it. And she says, that will fit nicely. Thank you.
And we will spread the word that you are a fantastic artist, and we'll try and encourage people to patron your business.
It is not my usual practice to allow people to try to swindle me. So I appreciate the fact that you stayed and did not run.
Oh,
No.
of course.
Yes.
I usually ask for payment up front. I should have done so, but you seemed so inspiring to me. I wish you the best.
Same to you.
Thank you.
How
Thank
long
you.
have you been in Boster?
Oh, not too long. Only 3 years. I traveled here from Sinzan.
How did you get here? Isn't Sinzan far from here?
It was a long journey. But I ached to see the world, to be able to expand my vistas and my inspiration. To be able to create art, you must see the world.
You don't want to work on a ship, do you? This is you have this shop. That's a silly suggestion.
Yes, I am doing fine here, thank you.
Okay, yes. We were currently helping a pirate find some crew, and it pays well.
Piracy.
But
That makes sense, you are pirates. Well,
it's not our normal occupation. But currently, yes, that is what we're doing.
I have a nice life here in Boster. I thank you for your offer. Maybe we will run into each other down the road.
I
I
hope
look
so.
forward to it.
Yes, that would be nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We should go.
Yes,
And
it's getting
you-
late.
Leave the tattoo parlor, walking out past all of these images, and
Do we spot anything interesting?
Fahima,
Or
roll me a perception check. You have advantage from Armando 89, countered by Cosmic Lord 09.
Thank you both. Perception check. That was bad. That's 6.
6. All of you walk out, noticing these lovely pieces of art and into the night
Oh.
as the sun is setting.
You don't see a thing.
Do I see any
Darn.
markings that I would notice? I mean, I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of tattoos in Olsvach. Do I see any?
Oh yeah, I
like-
mean, there's definitely things you've seen in Olsvach, markings,
Right.
and even sort of some not so nice stuff indicating allegiances to certain groups.
Gangs.
Yeah. You definitely notice all that. So I mean, she's got all manner of things on the wall, but there's nothing that sticks out to you as something that would cause alarm in particular as you
I see.
walk out of here.
Before we leave, are you familiar with the Shazen Gao?
Of course.
Do you know anything about their royalty?
Well, I know that they are full of drama, full of backstabbing over the years, yes? Yes. I'm sure you've heard the tales just as I have.
Actually, I haven't. Is there anything you'd like to share about the nobility in specific? Something that I might not know, being from the other side of the country.
I am no expert. I have heard the stories same as anyone else. Princesses and queens who do not trust each other. Family turmoil and strife. Ever since the War of Ideas ended, the Shazengao Empire has been a shadow of what it supposedly was in those days. although no one knows for sure.
You've never heard of the name Bao Jai?
No, it does sound Shazengao.
Yes. All right, it's worth a shot. Thank you.
Jeff,
Thank you.
as he says that, I'll just look around. Is Lily see anything?
Roll me a perception check. You have advantage from Lily Dumblestuck fan, countered by Grim Fated.
Maybe she's in less pain than Fahima right now.
16?
Yeah, you definitely as you're leaving this place and in the dim light that is now dimmer as the sun is kind of going down on Boster, you notice there is actually a parchment on the wall that looks like a wooden sign. It looks like the drawing of a wooden sign that says Bingle and Loving It. Looks like someone must have gotten a tattoo of the bar that you worked at.
Of course they would.
Look!
Oh. Someone
Look
else
at that.
had good memories there, apparently.
That's where I'm
That
from.
is so close.
Was from. I know someone who's from there, I mean.
Yes.
Many people
doesn't?
wish to recall their fond memories of that place. I get requests for Bingle-inspired tattoos frequently.
Have you
really?
ever been?
No, not myself. I hope to one day.
You should go.
You should.
Yes.
If you go, try and find Grammy Dumblestuck, and she'll set you up real nice.
Oh, I've heard wonderful things about her.
All right.
Right,
well,
so the five of you walk out into the setting sun and out into Boster. Where would you like to go? You can head back to Whitebeard
Well,
at this point, or
We're
time do we
completely
have?
broke.
Yeah, no, we should go back to the ship, I think.
how much more
Yes.
time do we have on our break?
Probably
Jeff,
running near the end of
technically
it.
you've got another day. That Whitebeard had said. He said 48 hours, and this is the end of the first 24.
Wow.
Right, and I did want to post signs. So can we say, since I went first, could I be creating signs for Whitebeard's ship while everybody else was getting their tattoos?
Sure.
Okay.
Should we spend another
idea.
night at the inn?
I just realized we should have taken that gold and gone to the mud pits.
We really don't
I thought about that.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I don't like that idea.
No, it's also, yes, I see that.
I made these. We could put these up.
Okay.
Perfect.
But
Well
do we
done.
want to spend the night on the ship, or do we want to go back to the inn and have one more night without Whitebeard?
I wouldn't mind checking in on Choron, Baojai, and Chomel. And we don't have a lot of money.
For what? What do we need money for?
Oh, that's right. You could get us room and board, can't you?
Oh, yes.
I don't know.
Why don't we split up? James, you can go back to the boat with whomever and check on the Chomel and Shoran, what have you, and I can go with whomever and put up signs.
Yes,
And
I
then
could
we
also
can meet.
I
at
could
some
also
point.
take care of the Whitebeard Sea Hag business.
Oh, do you want me to go with you for that?
If you like.
Well, in case he gets grumpy, I can be a bit persuasive with him.
True.
Perhaps.
True. Yes.
Do you need me to go in case he gets grumpy and your persuasiveness is not so good and you need a hammer to persuade him?
I don't think it'll come to that.
Okay.
So
I'll help
do as you
Sev
will.
then.
Okay. Great. What about you, Fahima? You look are you gonna be okay? That
Yeah,
tattoo is wow.
It's fine. It's just burning a bit, but it's thematic.
She's got
so
blood coming through her shirt.
That could get infected. You should go somewhere, where we can take care of it.
oh no!
she-
Luckily, I have a spell that can clean anything at any time. So
Oh, good.
We have the little bandage things that she gave us.
James, do you have your
Yes.
old robe?
Yes, that's right. Yes, yeah, I am wearing the new robe that Civ got me, and
Here.
so yes, yeah, we can cut some
Fahima,
scraps. So
if you just put the old robe on and you mend up the front, and then it'll be nice and loose on you, and you can take off your clothes underneath, and it won't hit your skin as much.
oh wow, total wardrobe change. All right.
yeah.
I mean, when the
Just
tattoo calls
temporary.
for it.
Lily and I, I'll grab her and I'll take her like in an alleyway or something, and we'll start
I'll
to
hold the robe up while you kind of change.
like sew up this robe so that I can wear kind of like a tent sort of cloak deal, but
Yeah.
so it's not rubbing on my tattoo.
Surely not the first time that's happened in Boster.
Post spa day.
Wardrobe change.
All right, so you guys do that, and what are we doing? We're splitting up, is that right?
I guess me and the ladies are heading back to the ship, and Siv and Ugo are going to go in recruiting a bit more or something.
Yeah, we're gonna go put up posters.
Okay, so Siv and Ugo head out, and they've got this stack of parchment paper and notices, and you start going around Boster, tacking up signs on signposts, on walls, right? That's basically the idea, is just paper the city, right?
Exactly.
I'll,
It worked in the Dwarven city. Might as well try it in Boster.
Yeah.
I'll cast sending to you if we don't hear you by like 10 o'clock tonight or something. Okay?
All right.
Oh, great.
All right, meanwhile, James and Lily and Fahima head back to the western edge of the island, back to the dock, back to the edge of Boster. And as you get back, and this takes, a while to get back, and as you get back, it is deep into dusk now, and you notice as you arrive back on the ship, there's a lot of activity. The ship seems to be being prepared for departure, lots of cargo being hauled on, and you're definitely noticing a group of people that you haven't seen before, a group of workers that you haven't seen before. There are new crewmen and sailors all over the place, and they're kind of a type you haven't noticed before. Whitebeard's crew has always been a rough and tumble group of people, but these seem tougher, meaner, more dangerous. They look even nastier than any of the swarthy brutes that you fought even in the Krusty Station brawl. And those folks were pretty ornery. So this looks like Whitebeard has scraped the bottom of the barrel in Boster. They feel like straight up criminals and malcontents. Gruff and surly group that don't seem interested in socializing.
So he essentially went and paid some people's bail and said, "You're working for me now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got the worst of the worst.
Awesome. Can't wait.
You went with Ugo's suggestion. You should go to the prisons and get people.
Okay. Well, this is a little concerning.
The company we're going to keep tonight.
Didn't think the ship could get more hostile.
I'll look for Loudmouth.
Well, why don't you listen for him?
It definitely seems that he is below decks. You do not hear or see him.
Should we go straight to the captain's quarters then?
Might as well.
Okay.
Yes, get it over with.
Yep.
All right, you head up to where the captain's quarters are on Whitebeard's Itch. This, of course, is a different ship than you sailed to the Castle Run, but it's basically laid out in a very similar way. It's a smaller ship, but it's similarly laid out. And every time that you've gone to see Whitebeard so far, the door has always been open. In contrast to how you remember Mervis Blowhard running his ship. But this time, that is not the case. This time, the door is closed.
Can we hear anything coming from inside?
Roll me a perception check. You have advantage from TK421, countered by Cosmic Lord 09.
Whoa. Just 24. Sorry, I threw the dice at myself and it bounced off of me.
You lean
Always
in
works.
and perk up your ears, and you definitely hear activity from inside. In fact, maybe there's even some grumbling noises. You definitely hear that there's someone in there.
Let's keep it
One
balanced,
person
man.
or like people talking to each other, or just a person?
I think it's, with a 24, I think you're able to determine that it's just Whitebeard kind of grumbling and talking to himself.
Okay, he doesn't sound super happy, but
Right.
to be fair, I don't know if Whitebeard's ever been super happy, so
Let's keep in mind this is a man who did just lose his son.
And
so
a ship.
And a ship.
And half his
So
crew.
You're not there.
There, Siv.
So what do we think would make him most happy coming out of that door? running into us already.
Well,
casting
Liquor of the
it, or-
Dead, we got that for him.
Uh-huh.
And we got some crew members.
We could brag that we killed the things that attacked us back at that yeah, boss, we killed that. Remember that demon that attacked us outside of the castle? That thing is gone, man.
Oh, he'll like that.
Oh yeah.
Are both of your tattoos covered as well? Because I don't know that we'd want him to know that we spent
Probably, yes. Good call. Yes, right.
Yeah, mine has clothes over it.
Good.
Behemoth stands there in a robe.
Tighten
cloak
the
tent.
robe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good thing he's not a hugger, Fahima, right? All right. What's our game plan in here, James?
Okay.
You want to tell him that you can
We can
send...
tell him that the sea hag is gone. The halflings were dead. Tell him the truth about that. Or presumed dead at least. And that we are going to, but that I have a way to contact the hag, and could find answers for his questions anyway. But in order to cast that spell, I needed to spend them on some components. Do we have anything that can look like components? Can you, Fema, can you conjure me
Yes.
some golden wire and something that looks expensive?
Whitebeard doesn't
Conjure me a stone that looks like it's worth, like a diamond or something that looks like it's worth 150 gold.
Okay, I'll conjure a. What color is your sending? Does it have a color when it's described?
You would know better than I, actually. I don't really notice it.
It has an arcane. When you conjure something, it'll have an arcane energy around it, but
There's no
Sure,
color to
what-
it.
What about purple? Because that's what,
Purple.
you know.
Purple works. Yes.
So I'll conjure a
big
purple,
amethyst.
a giant purple crystal,
Excellent.
heavy.
Do we believe that was only 150 gold?
Perhaps I should shrink it a bit. I'll shrink it down to the
I mean, just...
size.
Excellent.
And it does emit an arcane glow as well, which should hopefully help
it'll-
the ruse.
All right,
Yeah, I think
I'm
it'll
gonna
help
knock on the
sell
door and
Great.
not be nice, because he's not nice to us.
He doesn't like that.
Yeah. It's not his love language. His love language is roughness. Knock on the door.
knock on the door, and you hear inside, "Go away."
We're back.
And then there's quiet for a second. Come.
Enter.
Yes, enter.
Okay.
You push the door open, and you see
Kick it
Whitebeard.
open.
There, it looks like there has been some damage in the room. It looks like there's bottles that are broken in the corner, and there are papers strewn on the table, the large table in the back of the room. And he turns and looks at you and goes, "Oh, what? What do you want?"
We came with news.
"Oh, news, eh?"
The halflings. The ones that watch over the sea hag, your beloved sea hag.
"Yeah,
They're missing. Presumed to be dead.
There's some blood.
halflings are dead."
There
There's
was
some blood found in the quarters, and the sea hag, no sign of her.
She's gone.
But we have good news.
Say it. Cool,
It is possible.
guys.
Yep, for sure. We can reach out using psychic powers to
Fahima,
contact.
less cool.
Fahuli, bring it together. Using psychic powers, we can reach out and contact the sea hag and get answers to your questions. We heard what happened to the tardy plunder. We're
We're
came
fine
as soon
about
as
it. We don't really
heard.
care.
I mean, no, we were distraught to hear that could happen to you, and we would like to do everything we can. So there is a spell.
You heard, my boy.
Yes, and we wanted to help you get the proper advisement.
And he picks up another bottle from the table and throws it across the room, and it shatters against the wall. And you think a 10-year-old boy has the wherewithal to stage a mutiny and steal a galleon the size of the tardy plunder?
I mean, early puberty is a rough age, Whitebeard.
Those tweens, man.
That boy is boastful and proud, but gullible. Those men,
I think
they must have gone mad to think they could hide behind my boy. They can get away with what?
Oh, in a weird way, I was going to say it's actually makes Mervis quite impressive that he has that kind of initiative. I'm just saying, as his father, even though it is a terrible thing that he did, it's guts. I'm sorry.
Excuse me,
sorry.
Whitebeard.
I'm sorry.
He's been drinking.
Sorry.
He does smell like whiskey water.
Mm-hmm.
Those men stole from me. And then they think they can slink away like cowards. And I won't bat an eye. In my crew, there's no deserters, no cowards, only pirates.
That's right. That sounds familiar. Yes.
I'm gonna hunt them down. And I'm gonna kill them slowly. In front of Mervis.
Oh, okay.
Now you tell me why that hag didn't give me warning that this would happen. You tell me how you plan to talk to her now, so there's no more surprises for Whitebeard.
Okay. If you'll allow me, I can go outside and cast sending to you, and you can see how it works. You can respond to me.
Or you could just do it straight to the sea hag.
Or I could just do it straight to the sea hag.
Oh, you want to get in my head, do ya?
No. I'm simply saying as a way to prove to you that it's real.
I warned you if you were ever in my head.
Yes, I remember.
Whitebeard, listen to me. You're clearly upset. And that's fair. All right? Your kid stole your ship. That's a really legitimate reason to be mad. Okay? We're on your side. So you can waste your time fighting with us, no offense, or you can trust us and we can get on with this so we can move faster and find him quicker. James doesn't want to be in your head. He was just telling you that he can, if you want, prove it to you what he's doing. Or we can go straight to the sea hag and avoid your head all together.
And I pull out the crystal from my weird...
This is what allows him to cast that spell. We took it upon ourselves to buy it with the money you gave us to find the sea hag.
Roll me a persuasion check, Lily. You have advantage from TK421, countered by Grim Fated.
We certainly did not get tattoos with the money that you paid us.
Is anybody gonna help her with that? Help action!
Yeah, I mean, I'll help
No,
by
yes, yeah, for sure.
turning it.
All right, so you have advantage,
is-
Lily.
Oh, okay.
We're
Thank you.
selling it.
Persuasion, you said?
Yeah.
19.
Ooh.
The fact that you're still here tells me something about your loyalty. If I find out that any one of you knew anything about the plot to betray me, I'll kill you
That's fair.
slowly.
That's not as fair, but understandable.
All right, mages. He spits.
I also spit.
Do your magic.
What would you like me specifically to ask her?
I want you to ask the sea hag what we can expect if anyone is attempting to cause a problem for old Whitebeard.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I'd like to assist James in the spell casting. Assist him by sidling up close to him so that my my somatic my hand movements hopefully don't show off as much, and I'm gonna use prestidigitation to like cast a glow on him, like a colored glow as he's doing the sending, just so it's like even more impressive.
All right, you want to do it stealthily? You're trying to surprise. You're not trying to make it obvious that's what's happening.
I guess not. I guess it doesn't matter, huh? I guess I just don't want it to look like I'm casting a spell. I want it to look like it's like I'm assisting James.
Then yes, then give me a stealth check. You have advantage from Cosmic Lord 09, countered by Ouroboros 43.
And I think we've established this before, but I don't say these sendings out loud. Other people don't hear them, yes? So he doesn't hear exactly what I'm asking the Sea Hag, yes?
I think you do say them out loud. I think they don't. You are the only one that hears them, but I think you do say them out loud, don't you?
I mean, I do. I guess I don't know. Yeah, if everyone knows that I'm saying it.
I think in the past you have.
It says there's a verbal component to it.
There is a verbal component.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you say them out loud, but you receive them privately.
Yep. Okay. I think you're right. All right.
My performance check is a 10.
Okay. So you kind of fumble the spell a bit, and your hands are clearly making a spell, and Whitebeard looks at you, but then you look over at James, and he starts to glow with that prestidigitation that you have cast, and it's clear to Whitebeard that you cast the spell, but he's not alarmed by it.
Good.
Right. Okay. Sea Hag. We're in need of a favor for Whitebeard. His son has betrayed him. He seeks advice. Please help. James.
And as you stand there, glowing, radiating this energy that Fahima has conjured, has prestidigitated upon your form.
I hope she's getting the tone. It's sort of like, and the weirdness. But
well, I rolled a 10, so probably not.
No, he's saying, I hope that Sea Guy gets the tone, right?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
So you're looking at Whitebeard, and then you sort of say the sending out loud, and the message, as it always does, takes physical form. It's this effervescent sort of particles that seep out of you and go out into the ether. And you listen. And then you hear and it cuts off.
25 words of her cackling.
Just laughing.
Oh, brutal.
I'll send a message
Whitebeard
to James.
stares at you,
I'm nodding.
looking for any sign of anything on your face.
I'll send a message to James. Is she responding? You can respond to a message if you want.
Yes. Basically, like you hear in your mind, nothing helpful. It's strange. It's strange, Mr. Whitebeard. She speaks in riddles.
Just tell me exactly what she said.
Right. Yes. She said that I am trying to make eye contact with Lily.
I'll send him a message. I can help you, but tell me what I need to say.
She said that your son must stand alone and forge his own path, and that it will truly lead his ship to the bottom of the sea and his crew into ruin. And James is like struck by inspiration halfway through and goes, that's exactly what she said.
roll me a deception check. You have
Not all of it was deception.
I'll give you
I agree.
give you bardic inspiration.
You have advantage from J Freak, countered by Ouroboros 43.
Thank you, J Freak. Can she give me bardic inspiration on this?
Oh gosh, I don't know. What does it say?
I think I can.
I'll say yes
Okay.
if we're
Okay.
not sure. Sounds fun.
Okay. 17.
Yeah, 2 ability check.
Okay.
So the boy gets his just desserts, eh?
Certainly.
And you see him look sideways.
But that it sounds like he learns a lesson for certain.
Now, teach every one of those traitors a lesson. It's the last thing I do. Maybe it's Whitebeard who sends that ship to the deep. All right,
Do you want me to?
we ship out in the morning. Immediately at dawn. Get your people ready.
Will do. No problem.
Going to Bingle.
Great.
Turns around.
Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
I clap him on the back. Great. Wow. Pulling that out of nowhere. The bottom of the sea.
I just remembered. I just remembered what happened at the Dark Blood.
That is what happens. This is so good.
It's always the best deception when you don't even have to lie. You just tell the truth.
Exactly.
Right?
Wow.
I almost said I could do sending to Mervis, and then I was like, no, that's a terrible idea.
You did it.
So, you guys all exit the captain's quarters. The door slams behind you, and you hear the resumption of activity inside. Meanwhile, Civ and Ugo, you guys have put up a number of signs all over town, and you even see some people stopping and looking and checking them out and moving on. And it seems like you have accomplished what you set out to.
I have a thought on that. Since Boster is kind of a rough and tumble place,
Yeah.
and there's not a ton of law,
Right.
would there be a thieves guild in Boster? One that
Probably.
I could.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying if I'm walking around and I see markings on walls
Yes.
or what have you.
Roll me
Okay.
a perception check.
Sure.
You have advantage from Cosmic Lord 09, countered by Fail Waffle via Gorban Played. Gorban Played hooking up Fail Waffle.
That one.
Nat 1. Yeah. Well,
Sucks. Sucks.
it seems like the place that would have a thieves guild, but
What are you
can't
looking for?
find hide nor hair of it.
I thought maybe they would have a thieves guild in this town, but I don't see any markings that I recognize. There's lots of scribble here and there, but none of them ring a bell.
What they
only
used to
possible-
look like?
It's certainly possible that, in the 20 years between, or not even 15 years between when, you sort of learned it and now.
Right. I also know the Olsvach markings, which are probably different than the Boster markings.
Right.
I can show you one or two that I'm familiar with, but I don't see them on any of the walls. I just see, like, a big B. I'm assuming that's just someone that's a fan of Boster.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even notice that bee until you pointed it out.
Right. I think we put up enough signs. Did you have anywhere else that you'd like to go? We have a bit of time before 10 o'clock.
Well, I wanted to ask you something.
Yes?
I know you know Orc, so the Fahima,
Yes?
I think you are right. We have changed. There's something new.
With each of us.
Yes,
Yes, I agree. Completely.
it was very wise. I did not even notice until you had said.
Well, I kind of went mad for a moment there, and that's when I had my moment of clarity
I
afterwards.
also went mad.
Yes.
Fahima is, Fukisham. Strong. The tattoo. Have you ever had a tattoo on the front of you?
I've actually never gotten a tattoo. I never had the money.
Never did one your own.
Well, I have lots of scars, but again, it all grew.
Scar is a tattoo with no ink.
I'm sorry?
A scar is a tattoo with no ink.
True. But my scars, they don't have any good memories, only bad. And this tattoo is certainly a positive thing, I hope.
Yes, my tattoos not all are good. It is good to remember the hard times sometimes. Remind you what good times look like.
Yes.
The point I wanted to say was, you are good at words. And I want to also be good at words. And I have been working very hard. Was reading book, and I pay attention to what everybody says about words and letters. I want to tell Fahima how I feel. That I think she is very strong, and that I am proud of her for being Fukujam. I guess I could just do it this way, but it seems words I speak are temporary. When you write them down, they are forever.
I see.
And I want her to not feel. She seems like she feels alone, even with us. And I think it is because of her father. And I can relate to that. I hated my father, but I miss him now he's gone. I can only understand what I wish to.
Well,
I don't think we understand what she is going through.
No.
And I worry.
Why do you worry?
She is cutting herself.
Oh,
And
that.
dabbling in things that, even in Orklands, are questionable.
Well, she's trying to find herself.
Yes, I understand. And I think she is doing a good job of that. It's like James. It's same worry.
Have you tried speaking to her about this?
Not yet. I tell her that I think that she could probably kill all of us. But I don't
yes.
think that means what it means in Orc.
No, there's definitely a culture barrier there.
Yeah.
If you want, you can tell me what you'd like to say, and I could try to put it to paper, and then you could give that to her.
Yeah. I did not think that you would say yes, so I had not thought of it yet.
I see.
But I will think of it, and I will ask you when I am ready.
Yes,
I also want to try maybe to talk to her on my own first.
Well, just realize that if you push too hard, she might not take to it kindly. She might give you some pushback.
But that is what Orc want.
Yes, I know, but something
Strong.
I've noticed about Fahima is that it's better to let her come to her own devices. She's very
Yes.
smart.
Yes. Part of what I like about her. She is so smart.
So what if you were to just plant a seed and let it grow?
I don't think you mean actual seed, but I don't know. I don't understand.
What if you were to ask something of her, or give her something, or request something of her that's small, that might allow her to blossom into the beautiful, intelligent creature that she is? you see what I'm saying? Instead of using a hammer, my friend, you could use something more delicate.
Feather.
Yes. It's just
That is
something to
very
think
good
about.
advice. Thank you.
Sure.
Civ, what has changed about you? What does it feel like to you?
You mean now?
Yes. Drinking problem going away so quickly is unheard of, so you must have gone through something very significant.
I think I just realized that I don't have to be the old Civ. Especially now that I'm not in
Ugo
his
hugs
body.
him. You never have to be the old Civ. You can be Civ you are now. I love you, friend.
And he releases him.
I'm sorry, I did not ask you first.
It's all right.
I'm proud of you, Civ.
Thank you.
And your words are very pretty. And I can see, I don't know if you know, Lily liked you a lot.
I hope you're right.
I hope I am too. I'm sorry.
For what?
Getting angry at you. At the bar with the song, it was very good.
Yes, I felt sorry for my friend Bunny. She and I worked very hard on that song and it did not go over very well.
And I know that that's my fault, and I am sorry.
It's fine, I kept it a secret and you don't like secrets.
I have my own. It's not that I don't like secrets. It's that I have experienced secrets hurting you. Well, hurting me. And sometimes a simple conversation can solve so many problems, and that does not seem to be the way of thorn orcs. I want you to know that, like I told James, I mean to you and to the rest. There is nothing you can say that will make me feel different about you. And I will always be on your side. Because what is the alternative? Without all of you, I would be lost.
And as Ugo says that, he turns a bit, and Civ, you see on his back a tattoo with symbols for each of the members of the party, stacked together, with the phoenix emerging out of all of them, rising, casting its light.
I think you represent the strength in our family, Ugo. Lily is certainly the heart.
Yes. Fahima is our head. James is our soul. I am our strength. What are you, Civ?
I have no idea.
You are the blood.
And that's about the time that the two of you get back to the ship. You see this activity that is clearly readying for departure. And you too notice a different tenor of new faces. darker faces, hardened faces. Of course, Whitebeard's crew was never happy-go-lucky.
Right, but
There's
I
a
recognize the difference between murderers and killers and
It's a level of nastiness that...
I'm going to grab Ugo by the arm when we get closer.
Yeah, I noticed.
We're going to have to be very careful,
Yeah.
especially if we don't want any of the others to fall prey to these people.
Yeah.
And
how
you
long
board-
is it? It hasn't been that long since they have been gone, has it? Or
I would say it's, about the time that it took for you to have your conversation. It was all happening at the same time. So they went around and put a lot of stuff up in the town and got back. You've probably been waiting around maybe an hour or two for them to get back. But now it is full on night. And the next morning, the ship leaves bright and early.
if we see them approach, I'll sort of wave them over, wave Civ and I'll go over just.
How did it go?
Fine. We're heading to Bingle first thing.
He wasn't upset about the money.
He was distracted.
Didn't mention it. Yeah.
What was
What did
He's-
those hags say?
He's pretty upset about the fact that his son stole a ship and he thinks the crew was behind the mutiny.
Yes. He thinks his son has been taken advantage of by some mutinous crew. Luckily, the hag was of no help. She basically just laughed at me.
James, tell us again what she said.
Ha 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 ha. 25 ha's.
James came up with a fabulous fib.
Yes.
Really?
Well, I just basically told him the future
What's your
of what happened
tavern
to the tardy plunder.
Dude, there's an episode title, The Fabulous
Yeah.
Fib.
The fabulous fib. Yes, I just basically told him what happens to the tardy plunder 22 years in the future.
That's a great
Not a
idea.
fib.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the best
Well,
kind
it was
of
a
fib,
fib
and
in
then
the
it wasn't a
sense
fib
that
at all.
the sea hag didn't exactly say that.
No.
But it was a true
But
prediction.
it was the true prediction.
Right.
True.
What about Choron and Baojai and Chomel?
We were
We
going to
haven't
check.
gotten there yet.
Yes.
Do you mind if I go along?
Yes, let's all
course.
go. I think we're probably going to have to keep a closer eye on them, given the change in personnel around
Yes.
us at the moment.
I point out one of the scarred, tattooed individuals and say, "Do you know what that means?"
No.
He killed 3 while in prison. That's what that means.
Charming.
Oh.
Good.
Excellent. Great. Let's
So-
go down.
Do we have to get tattoos for everyone we've killed?
No.
Just thinking that. We've killed a lot of people.
That means we'll have
No,
to have
try
like
not
a
to think about
full
it. No,
lot
that
of
wasn't my point. No,
tattoos.
that's not what I was going for.
Oh gosh, is that the tradition?
No. No. Nope.
No thanks.
Certainly not.
All right, the 5 of you make your way below decks. The cage on the upper level is not where they are being kept. They have been transferred from a below decks room on the Tardy Plunder to a below decks room here on Whitebeard's Itch. And you find at the door locked and chained from the outside.
Locked? Ding.
Yeah.
Let's be careful. It won't ruin the lock if you do that, will it?
No, of course not.
Okay.
Just someone keep watch.
All
I'll
right.
go. Yep.
Yep, I got it.
All right, I'll go roll me a perception check, and Civ, roll me your lockpick. I'll go, you have advantage from Borkware, countered by Grimfaded. Civ, you have advantage from Man-Sized Puss in Boots, countered by Ouroboros 43.
Not a bad first roll. 22 perception.
Right?
28 on
Whoa!
So, Ugo, you keep a vigilant eye, and you don't hear hide nor hair of anyone coming by to be alarmed about. And Civ, you make quick work of the lock on the chain, and it falls open in your hands.
I will very delicately hold the chain so that it doesn't rattle, and then I will crack the door. I don't know if we need to go inside. Can't we just talk to them through the door?
Yes, that's
Just in
probably
case
best.
somebody comes, I don't want to have to lock you inside.
Right, good idea. I'll give a gentle knock. Hello.
And you
Charon?
you look, peer through the crack, and you see Baojai and Chomel sitting on the bed. And Choron approaches and walks up to the crack, and he says, "Yes, is there news?"
Yeah, yes. To Bingle in the morning. First
good.
thing.
Excellent. Okay, the sooner the better.
Are we going to tell him?
Tell me
Tell
what.
him about.
Whitebeard is very, very angry currently.
Not
More
with
than
you.
normal?
Yes. Actually.
Yes, actually, it's worse than normal.
You may notice some new faces around the ship. It's not very friendly around here. His son took off and took the other ship that we took to the Castle Rum. So he is in very bad spirits. Yes. That was sort of my reaction as well.
Let's just say that you being locked in this room is honestly probably the best place to be.
Yes.
Well, then I don't want to cause any disruption in the plan. Let's just get to Bingle safely, and then I will happily give you all the information you need to get to the treasure cache.
Right.
Okay.
So,
Great.
question about that. Excuse me. A little bit of a frog in my throat. What do you have in mind once we get there? Is James going to go with you to the shore?
Whatever you want to do, I will happily, as long as we are safe on the shore with no potential of any unforeseen consequences, I will open my mind. I don't know what the range is on your magical abilities, but...
James?
Not super far. It's only within 30 feet, so I would have to probably stay with you.
So what I would recommend is that a few of us, if not all of us, go to Bingle with you. Otherwise, I think Whitebeard, to shore up his wager in this situation, will send some of his crew, and I don't want them there.
Nope.
How will we prevent him from coming?
I don't know. Perhaps he's worried about mutiny on this ship as well now.
That's what I was going to say. We could always heighten up his paranoia.
Yes, and if it's an issue of all of us going and he doesn't trust us or whatever, one of us could stay back, or a couple of us.
Fair enough.
Right.
All right, I think that's a good plan. I thank you for your help.
We're going to have to negotiate with the people on Bingle as well. And once they find out why you're there and the dangers that come along with that, I hope you realize that you're going to be in their debt.
Or should we pretend that they're other people entirely? I mean, Baojai is quite distinct, I suppose, in her look, but...
Yes. How is
I don't
Baojai
think that's
doing?
fair to Bingle to do that.
Correct.
It's a good point. Yes, we should tell them. You're right.
How is your wife faring, Chevron?
He looks back, and he steps a little further into the doorway, and he says, I worry about her, but you'll be fine.
Can I see her, Jeff?
Through the crack, she's sitting, holding her boy on the bed. There's not much that is to even do in there. They're just sort of sitting and patiently waiting.
I don't think this will work, but let me try. And I'll try to cast Dispel Magic on Baojai.
Okay. You have advantage from Funky G Mac Man, countered by Cosmic Lord 09. Roll me a...
Oh, come on. 15. No, I'm sorry, 12.
Yeah, you move your hands in an arcane manner and close your eyes. And at first, Choron is a little alarmed, and then you see this spell fizzle in your hands.
I tried to, I don't even know if what's affecting her is magical in nature, but I tried to see if I could,
She'll be fine. She'll be fine. It's not your concern.
Okay.
Just get us safely to Bingle, and you'll have your treasure.
Good. All right. We'll keep a close eye on you until then, for certain. Uh-oh.
And he closes the door.
Whilst I go.
Lily,
Yes?
is there anything... Hey, we got some random adventurers. One of the pirates is sneaking in on us. Is there anything that you want to speak to him about, or anything you're concerned with the Bingle situation?
Well, I am obviously a bit concerned about all of the Bingle situation. I don't know.
Are you going to come to shore with James? I think if we just decide now who's staying on the ship and who's going to shore, that might help.
I feel
don't
like
look like you.
I don't look like myself, and I'm the only one here who knows Bingle.
I think
Right.
you should.
I mean, you've been there, but you haven't been there when it's functioning.
Right.
Are you going to tell them who you are, or are you going to pretend to just be another gnome?
I just pretend to be another gnome. I'm not born yet, Civ.
Yes, I know. Neither am I.
So, I feel like that messes with things a bit.
Yes. Yeah,
All
we
right.
can't tell them.
I guess my only concern is if they're there and hiding, I don't want there to be secrecy about why they're there. I think they owe it to Bingle to know why they're there and
You're right.
all of the dangers that are involved with that.
So, in your experience, if someone were to come to Bingle and they want to seek refuge there, would the gnomes accept them and protect them?
How do you
Bingle's-
think Grammy would respond? Yeah.
Very welcoming, but I don't know in this situation. Again, he alluded to, a relationship with them, and I don't know all of the details on that.
Well, in case he is lying about something, or in case he tries to be dishonest or whatever to them, I mean, we can go and protect sort of both sides a little bit and make sure everything's on the level.
What if we were to write a note and tell Granny exactly what's going on, so that no matter what Choron does, even after we leave, she has all of the facts?
I agree with that. That's what I'm saying, is I think all of the facts need to be said to Bingle, because it's not fair to let them have a mysterious person seeking refuge when there is in fact a lot of baggage that comes along with it.
It's putting a lot of faith in the Dumblestocks, but I would much rather put it in them than others.
All right.
Agreed.
Well, I'll start to pin the.
We should all. Yeah, I think we should all
Letter.
go. By the way, I would worry about the person leaving anyone behind here. I don't
Yeah.
It's only if Whitebeard insists on someone staying.
Right.
Paranoid at this point, so
Alright.
Yes.
hopefully he lets us all go.
Civ,
Yes,
if you would pen that letter, that would be wonderful.
yes. I'll just need a few facts from you so that I can,
Absolutely.
get the point across.
Great.
All right, so with that, you guys head to bed. We lost Ron, so we're going to go to intermission now and see if we can figure that out. And in the morning, as soon as we get back from intermission, we will head to Bingle. We will head off and return
scared.
to
The
Bingle.
only happy place in all of Ein.
So
Still happy.
Devastated.
Sprite's happy.
I want
Let's
to
go
thank some folks. Thank some folks who gave us some love during the stretch. Honor Sphinx, Fire Flute, Omnipotent Otter, Snake Lady 101, Damon 7, B-Max, Vosh Voyager, Atheist Dad, Chef Scott 68. Thank you all for those. We are so happy to receive that. We'll figure out what's going on with Mr. Ogden's internet, and we will be back on the other side of intermission to sail to Boster.
Bingle.
Bingle.
Ready in Boster. We're in that.
Watchers, our campaign will continue after a brief intermission, and we will have Mr. Ogden, otherwise known as Uggo, back. Don't you worry, your little britches. Right now, it's time for us to enjoy one another's company. No, Milo, I don't care. If you want, you can if you want, but it doesn't. That's not necessarily the problem. Why would you want to go that far away to check to see if his breakers are broken or off? Just don't worry about it. Goodness, what a little funny minion I have. All right. I must say, if you're not watching this live, I highly recommend watching live Wednesday nights on Caffeine at 6 p.m. Pacific. You can live chat with me and our wonderful community, the watchers of the time stream. Seriously, give it a try. I think you'll like it. It's a lot of jazz. We do a lot of jazzy toe tappers, especially during the intermission, like now. Does it hurt when Milo is animated? I can't read today. Think I'm nuts? No, I don't think you're nuts, number one. Number two, does it hurt when Milo is reanimated? No. Feels great. I don't know what it's like for him, but for me, it's a breeze. Ouroboros, Lord Ereban, are you gonna play Ghosts of Tsushima on Friday? Well, yes, of course. As I always do every Friday. Milo, do me a favor. Look up this on the goggle. Ghosts of Tsushima, Friday. I don't know what that is. It doesn't make any sense. All right, got it. Thank you. Holy macaroni! Red Robin giving a potato to Milo. Milo, look. You see, Red Robin gave you a potato for you. That's your very own. We'll cook it up later. What oil would you like to use? Butter, all right? He'd like to use butter again. He always wants to use butter. I told him it doesn't fry well in butter unless you use a low pan because butter burns. It's got a very low smoke point. All right. This is from Druid Otter. Lord A, have you ever seen a Neothelid before? Neothelid before? No, what the hell is that? I'd like to. Sounds a lot like something I could get into, yes. Agito 323, I don't know what that meant right there, of course. I'm reading very slow. Milo, can you slow down all of the chat? It's very, very quick. It's going by very fast. There's lots of people saying lots of things, and I want to respond to all of them. What do you mean you don't know how? Figure it out! Christ's sake! All right. Voshvoyer, Lord Ereban, is your last name Newton? Like Wayne? Sometimes I wonder why I even try. Sean Patrick, add some neutral oil to your butter. It will raise the smoke point, Lord Ereban. Good point, Sean Patrick. We'll have to try that. I like it. KG Jensen says, Gahi works well. I assume you mean ghee. I'm sure that's how you spell it, and that I'm the mistaken one here. We'll give that a shot. That's without the fat globules in it, yes? I don't know. Just assuming. Paladin D20. Oh, that's a response to someone else. Abel Rosario. Milo, grow thumbs. He has them, but that was funny. Yeah, I like that. I think I'm nuts. Oh, I think I'm nuts. I read that wrong last time. Try cooking the potato in motor oil. Well, all right. We'll do that. Maybe after Milo dies one more time, we'll try that so that we don't waste it on him. Mona Hukumi, is Milo dead yet? We're not really sure anymore at this point. C Cannon 53, Lord A, would you get a tattoo of Milo? You know, I've done the interesting story. I tried the tattoo once, but I have very, very, very sensitive skin. A very thin skin. As a matter of fact, it rips rather easily. So it's dangerous for me to mess around with sharp instruments. Shabri saying, should I get more wine? That's up to you, of course. Gamershare, Lord A, if you could go to Bingle, what beach activity would you do first? I would put on very high SPF sunscreen, ideally in the hundreds. Agito323, Milo, do you fake your death for life insurance? We've tried to get him life insurance. They're not having it over at Progressive. That's where we first started. Then we went to Geico. By the way, none of these brands are sponsored. And none of them will give him life insurance. None. Zero. Both great brands, just not willing to give minions life insurance. Lily Dumblestuck fan. Oh, you're saying something to somebody else. Godkiller92. Hi, Lord Araban. That's my name. What did I miss in the first hour of the show? I had a bit of a blank. Not really sure. Doc Lannister. Hopefully that's not E. Annister, but Lannister with a lowercase L. Lord Araban, why are you not purple anymore? Lights. Snaggletooth. He needs insurance. Hashtag Milo2 movement. All right, wish I wouldn't have read that. It's going to come back and bite me. And Old Brownie says, I found the dungeon run 2 weeks after lockdown. And let me ask you this question. Oh, no, you responded here. Can't imagine what the last 4 months would have felt like. I could tell you right now what they would have felt like. What every day that I don't do this show feels like. Being in hell. All right. Lord Eraban, hold on. Dad Pule, 1980. At Lord A. It's Lord Eraban, but all right. Is it true you have more hearts than your earthly brethren? It's a common misconception, but no. We do not. I just have the one. But I am also a very unique illithid. Not all illithids are like I am. Hence, 120 years. All right. Hold on. Vosh Voyager. Lord A. Lord Eraban. Do your powers increase with age? Is omnipotence in your future? Now, Vosh, technically, I won't be around much longer. I do believe I'm quite at the end of the rope for the standard illithid. But again, with this single heart and less taxing on the old veins and arteries, maybe I'll stick around for a few more years. All right. Damon 7. Lord A sounds tired. Ass shindig must have been wild. Damon, we haven't even had it yet, and it's the ASSS, not ass. Please. Druid Otter. Lord A, have you ever eaten the brain of a dragonborn before? Surprisingly, no. Maybe I should try it. How would I find one of those? Milo, would you look this up again? Again, using the goggle. Please look up the following. Where to find dragonborn brains. Thank you. Right. Goblin Plane, what are you doing? Chef Scott! Oh, the two of you have ruined this intermission. Simultaneously, Milo dropped dead on the first and then exploded into a number of pieces for the second. Thank you, Chef, and thank you, Gorbin. You have made tonight much more easy to deal with. That's a lie, of course. You have ruined it, because now I'm going to have to clean up the mess. Okay, hold on. Let's discuss something. Specifically, dungeon run props, okay? For those of you that have never seen the show before, or those of you that are new here, or whatever, I'm going to explain a little bit about what props are and what they do. Number 1, you can grant the gift of advantage. That's the blue star. That gives one of the players, or the DM, the ability to roll a pair of 20-sided dice at once, taking the highest value. That's right, advantage. On the opposing side, there is the disadvantage. That's the red card, the white glove with the red card. If you give this to a player or the DM, if the player has or if the DM has advantage, this disadvantage will counter it, nullifying it. But if the player has no advantage, they will roll a pair of 20-sided dice, a pair of them, of course, and take the lowest value. You see, that's a disadvantage, not good. And very much so in the vein of Joral's great saying, life is pain. Now, when you give advantage or disadvantage, please specify which player at the table it is for, or I will make the choice for you, which you will hate, I am sure. Because I would hate if someone made a decision for me, which I did not make. Dragon Rose says, Lord A for president. I say no. We need someone in there that has real brains, not just my brains. Okay, and of course, there is Show Love, the blue balloon, I should say. That's our celebratory item. Send love to the team wherever you want, anyone, at any time. And as I said earlier, Milo left his ball out, which of course Corbin played, and Chef Scott decided to take advantage of. But of course, it doesn't do anything. It just kills my minion. And when used multiple times in a row, just makes a mess. So if you would please just leave it alone. Right? Thank you. Dadpool 1980, LOL, which I understand now because Milo has indoctrinated me in the conversations of the younger folk on the intranet. LOL meaning largely olfactory lingual. That's what he told me. I'm not really sure what it means, but it does mean something. Or Ereban just went political. Political in what way? About me being president? Wrong. Not at all political. Cosmic Lord 94, Lord A for Galactic Emperor. No thank you. I don't like leading. Stop it. I'm not interested. I like my alone time. Just chilling out. Watching the flicks. With my good friend Milo. Wrong. LOL equals laugh out loud. Well, I beg to differ with you, Dadpool. That's not what I'm seeing here on the goggle. Red Robin, you can run as write-in candidate. If I wanted to, I would. But I will not. The real Tabaxiroga. Best so in the known universe. Not really sure. I think you were meant to say known universe. Probably a typo. Agito 323 says, who wins, Batman or Milo? Oh, very funny. Deathwind 25, Lord Ereban, does Milo have a tattoo? I'm not sure, actually. It's very hard to see. His skin is a very deep, inky black almost. I would almost say a blue, so I wouldn't know. Oh, very good, Bingle and Flames. Thank you so much for that. Just upped the clean quotient for my evening. Looks like I'll be spending 30 minutes rather than the 15 minutes that I was going to before. Thank you again. Bingle and Flames, everyone, with the Milo's Ball. Uncle CW says, Lord A, show your tats. I was in a place called Mardi Gras. 50 some odd years ago, and someone said the same thing to me. And I used my psionic powers to turn them into a small child. All right. Milo blew up twice tonight. Yes, he did. Yes. Hold on. I am Robin Nicole. Gorbin played Lord A said you bought a Milo's Ball. That's right. He did. Ouroboros 43, Lord A, can you send me into the future, please? I would love to. I would love to send us all into the future and get through this obscene business of staying at home indoors all day, every day. And I don't even have a problem with this thing. Now, Milo, on the other hand, can catch it, but I can't. That's been a tough one. Ugo Dumbthistle. All right, you're talking to someone else. Vosh Voya says that child was Jeff Canotta. What child? Am I missing something? Argito 323. So, Lord A, if you had to choose a hero's power, whose will you pick? I have all of the power. I mean, what do I need? I control everything. What do you need when you have everything? Nothing. It's a terrible question. Not a terrible question, just not a great one. Well, you know it. Maybe you just didn't know, right? FR. Horn. Timmy. What kind of a name is that? Night, Lord A. Night to you as well there, FR. Horn. Horn. Snaggletooth. Super Ereban with X-ray vision. You see, X-ray vision, not necessary. Because I can read everyone's mind. I see through all of your eyes. Why do I need X-ray vision? I don't. I mean, unless I wanted to see something where no one was, which would make no sense. That, well, yes, I guess it could be useful. All right, fine. X-ray vision, I'll take it. Dragon Rose says, Lord Ereban wants your Power Ranger animal. What does that even mean? Lord, let me read it again, Dragon Rose. Lord Ereban wants, not once, got it. I knew it. It was a word mistake. My dyslexia again. What's your Power Ranger animal? I'm a big fan of the badger. If I had to choose one, I would say my Power Ranger animal would be the badger. Moving through walls, says Branded Nerd. I like this. Melchior, thank you so much for that. Milk and cookies. We'll give those to Milo later when he is back in his usual form. Branded Nerd, Milo is his animal. He is not my animal. Branded Nerd, what is this nonsense? He is a minion. Ruidora, Lord A, can you warp reality? Yes, for a very short time. Chef Scott, for Lord A, over 800 minutes of you. Love? 800 minutes of you. What does that mean? 800 minutes of me speaking? Is that how long I've been speaking on this show? That's a lot of time, Milo. Did you hear that? 800 minutes. All wrapped up beautifully in a nice little package called YouTube. By the way, if you want to ever watch our shows on replay, you can do that there at YouTube. The only way to watch them live, though, is here on Caffeine, Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right? There you go. So nice. Gamershare Lord A, what's the worst job you've ever had? Well, the job that I'm going to do tonight. Cleaning up Milo's refuse. AG McLeod. Did I say that name right? Yes. Lord A, do you have a family? I did, yes. Many of them have passed. Some younger than probably they should have. Maybe at my own hands. I don't know. Really, it's not important. Lord A, have you ever found a way to turn off Milo's bull? No, I have not, Druidotter. Hence why it comes up every week. Every week, that is. All right. Well, the good news is we can all take this moment and say our goodbyes, because it is now time for us to get back to the show. Before we do, I do want to thank all of you who have shared tonight's show, And if you have not, I ask you to please do so. Okay? Hashtag the Dungeon Run. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And here's why. Because the more people that watch the show, the longer the show can go on. So watch it. Tell people, friends, family members, everyone. And remember, I'll be joining you in your social conversations around the game. Now, it's time to rejoin our adventurers.
And we're back. Hey, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Send a specific hello and thank you to the only lazy Lodolite who said it's their first time watching live.
Oh, welcome.
Hey.
He sent us us a balloon, as well as Fail Waffle, Akuna Matata, Escanar of Pride, Fectious, David Gen Pro, Tiger Lily, Melchior, Dragon Rose, and others. We appreciate those. We love people that are with us for the first time live. Thank you for all the love and support. It is incredible.
And I'm back too.
And Ron's back. Yay! Let's hope we manage to hang on to the internet throughout the rest of the show. All right. All right. So as we ended, night fell on the last night in Boster, and as you rise the next morning, the ship is a flurry of activity. All of these new faces moving around, getting the ship ready to sail. And as ropes are readied, sails unfurled, the ship starts pulling out of Boster Harbor. You even see Loudmouth kind of sidle up next to you, and arms folded and kind of looking out and looking around at all the activity that he's overseeing. And he's like, you noticed the new men? Yeah. I've been around a lot of pirates in my time, but these lot are a bit of a departure from what even I'm used to,
They're a bit salty.
Surly pirates and gruff pirates and brazen pirates and angry pirates.
No one interrupt him. I want to see how many different pirates he's met.
Ill-tempered pirates.
4 hours later.
But every pirate I've seen recognizes that when you're out to sea, you have to respect the chain of command. That you put your trust into your shipmates, That the only way you can survive is to keep everyone alive, is to trust your fellow man, your crewmates, and the people that are commanding you. But these buccaneers that Whitebeard found, they don't respect me, not like you do, all 5 of you. I appreciate it so much.
Of course we do.
Once said he'd cut me. I told him to do anything ever again.
Which one?
That one right over there. And it's that big one that had the 3 scars on it.
Don't you have some sort of immunity being Whitebeard's right-hand man?
Well, you'd think so, but they don't seem to want to listen to what I have to say, And I tell you, what I have to say is always trusted among the men. It's really my biggest and best quality, my trustworthiness and my level-headedness and my communication skills.
Is this something that we could tell Whitebeard and then he could put an end to it?
Well,
Hold on. Before you go off to Whitebeard, I have an idea.
What's your idea?
There's 2 ways to get loyalty amongst murderers. One is fear, and the other is money. Do you have anything that we can use to bribe them with? And if not, then perhaps the big one, we make an example of him.
Well, I don't know if you want to do that. You know what? Whitebeard has paid him a lot of gold, and I think he's offering a big share of the spoils of this particular adventure. And I think that perhaps they're already pretty loyal to old Whitebeard, and maybe I need to step up my ability to inspire the men. I just said it to you a lot because I know you're on my side and always have been, except for that time you tried to enter my brain and tell me to do something I didn't want to do. And there was that other time.
Even then, though, it was with your best interests at heart. And I apologize, but I think it is probably safer that if you need something, if you're worried about something, if one of these guys gives you too rough a time or something, you can come talk to us.
Well, threatening to cut him is definitely crossing the line.
Well, I bring it up to Whitebeard, but Whitebeard seems to like the new tenor of the ship. He's been talking about how there's got to be a new level of discipline and attitude among the men on the Whitebeard ship. He didn't like the mutiny that sprang up around us. I told you about his son Mervis and all those things.
He's in a very dark place.
I have a question about that, Loudmouth. You said that he came to you. Mervis came to you at one point and offered you a position on his ship, right?
Oh, sure. He's been doing that to all the men, of course.
Did he at any point mention anyone else in the crew turning his mind around and convincing him to take the ship? Or was it purely his idea?
Oh, my understanding, it was purely his idea. You know, Mervis is he's quite a surprising lad. And if Whitebeard asks you, I'd repeat what exactly I said, because it's the truth. You know, it's the honest truth. You know, Mervis is possibly going to be the greatest pirate ever someday. You never know what might happen. You know,
We'll see.
Right. Yes. Yes. I mean, we tried. I tried to tell him that it actually spoke well of his son that he took such initiative, but he did not want to hear that.
Well, I'm sure it's something he'll really realise in time, you know. Sometimes fathers and sons, especially these two, have got problems, you know. I could tell you a story or two about a time or two when that boy didn't run afoul.
If you're trying to get respect from this crew, don't you think you should go lay down the law a little bit?
All right, you are. I've got things to do.
You want to make an example of one of us?
Here. Well, it's make an example of you, huh?
I don't know. Yell at one of us.
Right. Stop wasting my time with your chit-chat and your long stories. Get to work, all five of you. We're going to Bingle. We're going to Bingle, we are. And I don't want to hear any more of your back talk. Yeah, that's right. There. How was that?
I salute. And
Yes,
then I'm
sir, Mr. Long.
Yes, please don't hurt us again.
I'm just standing over here giving a what for to these 5-sail swords. They run afoul of me temper sometimes. And I'll tell them one thing and then I'll tell them another thing. And if
Loudmouth, if we listen today, do you think we'll be allowed to eat tonight?
Well,
Please.
Well, of course you can eat. Everybody eat. No, I mean, only if you listen to your first mate and you see the larger guy that he pointed out kind of look back and furrow his brow and get back to what he's doing. And the ship is moving out of the harbor now, and the sails are full, and you're kind of getting into open waters and leaving Boster. And Loudmouth continues to make a big show of trying to be the big man, and he walks away with his hands and he's talking and yelling, and you're not entirely certain it's making much of an effect on the men.
There are a couple things we can do if any of you actually care about Loudmouth's reputation.
I don't know. It could just be a lot of bark and no bite.
I don't know. The man
That
with
was a good one.
the 3 scars, he could pose a problem in the long run.
Well, I don't know. If it was happening to me, I would probably wait. Keep my head down and just wait until something actually happens before I retaliate it.
I'm not worried about the big one.
I think Whitebeard is particularly tense, and so let's try to just keep an even keel, so to speak. Let's keep an eye on Loudmouth, make sure he doesn't get himself into too much trouble.
If we can just try to keep all of those people off of the island, and I kind of cast an eye over at the new crew.
Agreed.
Old
right,
crew
so
versus new crew.
Yeah, it definitely does seem to be a division on the ship, right. And as you all sort of start falling into your regular duties aboard ship that you have come to learn and understand, there does seem to be, you're picking up on this fissure, this division between the people who were there when you arrived and this new crew. And there's a lot of these kind of big, rough and tumble, scary looking pirates. And there's nothing overtly happening. There's just, they don't communicate. They don't seem to want to be friendly. They don't want to associate with anybody who was there before. It really feels like, step aside and we're here now.
Right.
But I need everybody to roll me some survival checks, and we'll see how sailing is going. If you have advantage from Cosmic Lord 09, countered by Grimfated. Kima, you have advantage from Wizard Lee, countered by Cosmic Lord 09. James, you have advantage from Melchior, countered by Grimfated. Ugo, you have advantage from Fallstar, countered by Backcrack 72.
Whoa.
Lily, you have advantage from JD 665. 32019, countered by Cosmic Lord 09.
Jeff,
I
was gonna-
guide myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. Say what we're going to say.
Jeff, I was going to do something different as my lookout post instead of me actually being up in the crow's nest. It's funny, it's called that. And looking out, I was actually going to meditate, go into the mind of Mr. Whisper flying as a raven and use Mr. Whisper as the lookout as opposed to me.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So do you still want me to roll survival or?
No. Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
You have advantage from Cosmic. Or I already gave you.
Yeah, you
advantage
already
in that,
told me. Sweet.
Is it perception for Mr. Whisper or for you?
I think it's gonna be for Mr. Whisper.
Okay. I will
Normally,
look up.
if it's done through a familiar, I think that's
Yeah.
what-
No, I hear you. I'll look up his raven stats.
What did everybody else get?
Cool 10.
10.
I'm rolling like trash tonight. I got an 8.
Oof.
8.
Taking all
Also
your luck
8.
because I got a 21.
All right, well, Ugo is the only one who's contributing in any useful way to the to the ship. And in fact, all the rest of you, the three of you, are getting some dirty looks from this new crew as you kind of awkwardly return to your duties. And perhaps you're rusty, perhaps you're distracted, perhaps there's more on your mind than the effective running of the ship. But it is clear to everyone that you guys aren't as effective as you could be at the duties that are required of you.
I got a 21 for Raven Sight.
Okay. And this goes on for a couple of days that you are you're sailing. You guys are attempting to be as useful as possible, but it is hard integrating into this crew now, especially. Things are a bit tense. Loudmouth doesn't have the respect of these new cutthroats, and the communication has kind of waned. You are all not doing a particularly efficient job getting the running of this ship going. And all of the three of you that rolled below 10s are all, you're all kind of, you're more problematic than you are helpful, and it is rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. But on the second day that you are all sailing, and you've had nights out at sea, you're trying to integrate with the crew. Some of you even trying to start up conversations with some of these things. They're brusque. They are uninterested in that kind of thing. On the second day, Civ, you are communicating telepathically with your new familiar, Mr. Whispers, who's in a crow form. He's flying around the ship in large concentric circles, keeping an eye out. And he reports that far, far in the distance, even farther than you can see.
I can actually see through his eyes if I meditate. I can focus and
As you see through his eyes, what you perceive is a ship. A ship that seems to be tailing you.
Tailing?
Following. It is a ship that is as you watch it over the course of several hours, as Mr. Whispers makes concentric circles, makes his passes of observation and lookout. This is something you would never see with the naked eye, even from the crow's nest. It's nothing that anybody on the deck would see, but because you're looking through the eyes of this bird who is flying out farther and farther away, you notice that the ship seems to be following the same general trajectory you are.
Can I tell the general size of the ship?
It is smaller than the one you're on, not by a lot, and seems to be moving fast, very fast.
So like we're a galley and it's
like a frigate.
Yeah. Okay. How long has it been tailing us?
Like I said, the on the second day is the first time you notice it.
Got it. Okay. I'll have Mr. Whispers come back and land on my shoulder, and then I'm gonna crawl down out of the crow's nest and go to Whitebeard.
Okay. And again, you go to the captain's quarters, and you realize it's been a couple of days since you've even seen him. And again, that door is closed and locked.
I knock on the door.
No answer.
Captain, we have a problem.
What is it?
We're being tailed.
By what?
It's a frigate. I can't see its markings because it's far enough off to where I can't see it with the naked eye. I wanted to bring this information straight to you in case you had specific orders, sir.
I'll take it under advisement.
Do you want me to report it to Loudmouth?
Yes.
I'm gonna listen to the door. I'm gonna pretend to walk away loudly and then sneak back to the door and listen at the door.
All right.
I guess I'll just go and talk to Loudmouth now.
Roll me a perception check outside the door. You have advantage from Cosmic Lord 09, countered by Grim Fated.
Not too bad. I got a 16.
You sneak back up to the door and you put your little cat ear next to the wooden frame of the door and you listen. And you definitely hear muttering, but it's hard. You don't really recognize any full words. It doesn't sound like anybody else is in there, but there's movement. You hear banging of something being put on a shelf or something moved around, or even a chair sliding here or there.
Can I look through a keyhole and see inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll me up another perception check. That's great. You have advantage from Melchior.
Not as good. 11.
Yeah, it's hard. You see the large back of Whitebeard, clearly Whitebeard's back, but it's hard to make out if there's anything amiss.
Is everything all right? Hey, sorry.
I'm gonna sneak away from the door again.
What's going on?
We're being tailed. I told Whitebeard, by another ship. I told Whitebeard, and he didn't seem to care. He's in there muttering to himself like he has been for the last day or so, and fumbling around with his belongings.
Hey, what are you guys doing? Is everything all right?
Shh.
Oh, sorry.
Is
everything okay?
We're being tailed. I just went to go check on Whitebeard, but he's acting as if he doesn't care, even though that's another ship.
Hey guys, is everything all right?
We're being tailed. He tried to talk to Whitebeard. Keep going, Siv. Sorry. Yes, yeah.
Right, and I'm going to go tell Loudmouth now, just to make sure that everyone knows. But I'm a bit concerned about Whitebeard. I think he's starting to lose it.
No one on this ship respects me, and it's very frustrating. What's going on?
Yeah.
What?
Why are you all here? Are we whispering?
We're being
Why'd you lead with that?
4,
What happened?
5 people around.
tailed.
What?
It's a frigate. There's a frigate behind us. It's just outside of eyesight, but I can see it through Mr. Whispers.
Okay, Siv, I might
the
talk like a
frigate is a
pirate right now,
frigate.
but what is the what is that?
What?
Frigate?
It's a smaller vessel than what we're currently on. We're on a galley. A frigate is smaller, but this one is quite fast. It's probably going to catch up to us if it wants to.
So it's not Mervis.
No, right?
Is this
'Cause
Shasagao?
yeah.
It's definitely not the Tardy Plunder.
It could be bounty hunters. It could be other pirates. It could be any number of things.
Is it more snake people that I could murder?
Well, I'll go.
What? They're bad people.
Well, your eyes got real crazy when you said that.
Yeah, because they're snake people.
I know.
Siv,
I don't think the Yuan Ti. I don't know if Yuan Ti even use boats, so to
Siv,
speak.
do you want to
Yes,
send Meep and Mr. Whispers on a sort of recon mission?
I do,
Cute.
but I need to go say something to Loudmouth first,
You
so
go
that
talk
he
to
at least
Loudmouth.
alerts the crew, and then I'll be back.
Jeff,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back closer to Whitebeard's door and thinking about what Civ was saying. And kind of looking and listening in at the door again. I'll try to listen in at the door first to see if I can hear anything closer to the muttering or anything. I'm worried about this talk of him.
Sure.
Doing
Roll me a
things.
perception check. You have advantage from Scully as my homegirl, countered by Cosmic Lord 94.
14.
You listen. Again, there's movement a little bit here and there, but it seems to have, well, you didn't experience it the first time, but there's a lot less noise than what Civ seemed to report.
What is he up to in that? And as I'm thinking that, it almost, I feel it coming over me like a wave, and my eyes go like photo negative. And I use my new Eldritch invocation, Ghostly Gaze.
Ooh.
Solid objects up to 30 feet.
That's perfect.
Wow.
So in fact, I think the first time it's like a little unsettling. It's like,
Yeah, it's unsettling the people looking at you too.
Civ so wants you to teach him how to do that.
Well, you're not there, so you left.
And suddenly I can, once per short rest as an action, I gain the ability to see through solid objects with dark vision to a range of 30 feet for 1 minute. I
So
concentrate
cool.
on it like
Standing
a spell.
there, and the door, the wall, the wooden structure that is the front of the captain's quarters just becomes completely translucent to you. It doesn't disappear. You can see through it. You see like the ghostly outline of this structure, and you look in and you see a very large man sitting in a chair, and you see through him as well onto a table, and he's hunkered over this table and looking down at it, and it's a large map of Ain. Very specific section of Ain. Sea.
Section.
The Eastern Sea, the Lost Sea.
Okay.
And you see peering through and looking over, you can kind of make out that he is looking, he's drawing lines. He seems to be calculating some trajectory, and you see the Isle of Rum, Bingle, the Deep Reef, and he's drawing, seems to be marking things, calculating things, figuring something out.
I'll try and remember, take as much mental note of it as possible for the minute that I'm able to concentrate on it.
Right.
But then I probably get the sense that I look pretty weird just staring really hard at this door.
Yeah. I mean, he's kind of concentrating, and then he'll grab a stein and take a swig of something, slam it down, and keep working.
Right.
What
And I'll
did you
turn
say?
back and look at Fahima. And
James?
I picture my eyes looking pretty weird while I'm doing
Yeah,
this.
they're all white, no pupils, right? They're
Yes.
just like this, they're all white, and then you come out of it.
Everyone, I'm able to see. I'm
Are
able
you
to...
okay?
Yes. Sorry. Oh, wow. That's weird.
Yeah, your eye
that was
parts
weird.
went away.
You look too demonic doing that.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I can see through solid objects now, apparently.
Oh, sure. Casual.
You really have a knack for dropping major facts in a very casual way.
I'm sorry. They
Now
surprise
you know
me
what we
most
all
of the
look like
time.
when we're naked.
Not
What?
really.
James?
What?
No. What? No.
Why would you do
You guys are all
that?
saying
I
what
didn't-
loudly
what?
outside this
No.
door.
No, I don't know. What? No, I never. No, I
You
won't.
said you can see through solid objects. That includes clothes, I
Let's
assume.
move down the hallway.
sorry, sorry, yeah.
and bodies. I could see through. Yeah.
What does my heart look like?
It's
Giant?
gone now. I'll look next time.
Very cool.
And I can
James, can you do
once. I need a rest every time, but it can be a short rest, so multiple times a day.
Okay. Huh.
Yes.
Jeff,
Yes.
activate divine sense.
Okay.
Is James celestial demonic?
No, he's not.
How dare you?
He's not.
Hey man,
Can we
your
let
eyes
us
went in
up?
the back of your head. I
You
don't
get
know
a
what
sense
happened.
of this shimmer of meep on
Yeah, need the celestial.
Fahima.
Yeah.
Meep is a celestial.
I know, Uncle. I've been learning Celestial so I can talk with her.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Right? She's like a little angel.
Yeah, like a bird angel.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Civ is making his way over to Loudmouth, who is also sort of engaged in activities relevant to sailing, and goes over. You find Loudmouth all by himself.
Loudmouth, long story short, we're being tailed by a frigate. I told the captain, he didn't seem to care. He told me to go and tell you, so that's what I'm doing. They're far enough away to where I can't quite tell who they are. They're in a smaller ship, but it's fast enough to catch up to us if they want to. What would you like me to do?
Oh, thank you for alerting me. See, I'm under strict orders from Whitebeard, and can I trust you, Steve?
Yes, of course.
Well, you see, I've been learning from Saugus. You know, he's a good mentor to me. I've been learning how to be a helmsman and taking note of how to navigate the ship. You know, it's a skill I think I should have, you know, as first mate and most trusted guy on the ship. You know, there's lots of skills, of course, that I could pick up. You know, I could learn how to cook. That would be useful in all manner of things. I could actually probably get some muscles and be a stronger rower, you know, and a better sail manipulator in a lot of ways. There's a whole sorts of things that I could do, but what I have done is become a helmsman or learn the trade of steering the ship, and you know, just what I've been able to pick up from Saugus. You know, it's pretty clear that our trajectory, Bingle generally is a little farther east than I would have thought we would be going at this time.
Are you saying that Whitebeard is steering us in the wrong direction on purpose?
Well, perhaps. See, I'm worried. See that we're headed closer to the Deep Reef, which I don't know if you're familiar with, but is not exactly the safest.
I'm very familiar with the Deep Reef. Right, why would we go there? It's very dangerous. There's nothing there.
Here's the thing. See, he also told me if we see a ship on lookout, then my orders are to slow the ship. So we're gonna slow the ship, and I'm worried. See, I'm worried a bit that he plans to give the boy over to the Shosengau, and I need to know if I can trust you, Civ. I need to know if I can trust you all, because and you see a focus in Loudmouth. He's usually rambly and all over the place, and you see a focus in him that you've never seen before. And he says, "Are you okay with handing over the boy?"
Not unless we get our reward and then some.
Right, well, I think we can, something you and your mates will be...
How?
Well, it requires something I'm not too comfortable with most of the time. It requires, lying to Whitebeard. And I have a confession to make. I'm trusting you, Civ. I can't trust most of the people on board here, these roughnecks. But I think I can trust you and your mates.
Yes.
I'm the reason Mervis stole the tardy plunder. I set it all up. I told you I'm a great communicator, inspiring the men. Mervis was not safe here. He wanted to prove to his father he could be a great pirate, wanted to show initiative. So I rallied some of the disgruntled men, some of the ones that had gone through the trip to Castle Rum and seen Whitebeard at his worst. We organized. That ship We'll be Mervises by rights someday anyway. Why not now? So I lied to Whitebeard, lied right to his face. If he ever finds out. Well, I'm telling you. Because I think this is the only way to save another young boy. It's to lie to Whitebeard again. To convince him that the Shahs and Gao plan to double-cross him. If Whitebeard thinks that he's about to be double-crossed again, he'll fight every last one of the dynasty's assassins. And as he finishes that, you feel quite dramatically a slowing down of the ship.
What you did was either very, very brave or very foolish.
I care for that boy.
Yes, I can tell you do.
And Lily? You guys are standing on the deck at this moment, right? You're not below decks?
Yep.
Lily, could you roll me a perception check, please?
Yes.
Advantage from Falstar, countered by Cosmic Lord 09.
Okay. 15?
15. As the ship starts to slow, minutes pass, and you see at the edge of your vision, the edge of what you can see past the back end of the ship, vessel. You immediately clock it as being an attack frigate of the Shazengao Empire.
Oh boy.
This is a kind of ship you have noticed before. You don't know why you know this. You weren't sure why you knew it the last time you noticed it. At the bottom of the deep reef. But you recognize it as being the kind of vessel that is only used by the Shazengao and only used by a very specific subset of the Shazengao.
Yeah.
The assassins, known as the Nameless Few.
Whoa.
They seem to be
Cut. Wow.
They seem to be on your tail. And the ship seems to be slowing dramatically, so they are gaining at quite a clip. And Civ,
Yeah.
you see something surprising. As you're having this conversation with Loudmouth and the ship slows, you see one of the new crew members, really scary looking big dude, walk over to the mast, attach a flag to the rope and pulley, and begin raising a new banner to the highest point of the ship. There, flapping and billowing white in the sun, is the flag of Parley.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's
Loudmouth.
happening?
What's going on? What's going on?
Loudmouth, go around to all of the loyal crew and tell them that there's a chance that there's a mutiny and we might have to fight to get the ship back. And then I immediately turn on my heel and bolt back to the rest of the group.
Okay.
Everyone?
What?
That's the ship. That's the ship. From the bottom of the deep reef.
Oh,
Outside the bubble.
Yes.
so I guess we
I'm
don't
pretty
have to fight
sure
hens
I'm-
then.
We can.
Okay.
They will kill us.
And Lily, as you point back to what you're referring to, the rest of you turn and see a ship Unlike the ships that you've been on before, smaller, nimbler, and you see far off, but gaining very fast, colors, the royal colors of the Shazengao, orange and blue.
Okay.
And then you see a second ship behind it.
Oh boy. Okay.
This isn't gonna go the way the Whitebeard thinks it's gonna go.
Nope, those are assassins. They are not here to talk. They are here to clear us out and take the family. So,
Yes.
But the fact that we've seen this ship on the bottom of the ocean is giving me a bit of confidence here.
yes, let's hope things can
Yes.
change.
But we were also not there, and we don't know how many people died in that situation.
Right.
True.
I think I
Okay.
need to go talk to Whitebeard.
Yes, yeah, first things first. And then... some of
Whitebeard
us-
lied to us. He lied to us.
Oh, shh.
He totally lied to us.
I agree.
Okay, but
I just
if
got
he-
done talking to Loudmouth, and it turns out that Whitebeard is planning on holding or handing over the hostages to the Shazengao.
If
he
he thinks
thinks
this
that-
is about to be a negotiation, he's dead wrong. Those are
Right.
assassins.
There's more. Loudmouth is also partially responsible for convincing Mervis to go off on his own.
Okay.
What?
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 Wow.
So
Yes,
why
that's-
is Whitebeard breaking the plan?
because he just wants his money.
He wants clear of it. Okay.
He's
we
in a
need to-
situation where he's pinned up in a corner. He lost half of his crew and his ship and his son, and he's just trying to make the most of a terrible situation. We have to convince Whitebeard, this is Loudmouth speaking, we have to convince Whitebeard that the Shazengao are going to betray us and kill us, and not just take the prisoners
Well, the
and give
good
us the
thing
money.
is we won't be lying because that's exactly what's going to happen if that ship reaches us.
There's more of a problem. The new crew is in on it.
What?
They just raised the flag for parley.
So what are we supposed to do?
Well,
things.
first we have to convince Whitebeard. Second, we have to keep an eye on the new crew because we're probably going to have to kill them and throw them overboard if they decide to mutiny, or if we decide to mutiny and go against Whitebeard's orders.
How about this? Civ, Lily, Fahima, you go talk to Whitebeard. I'll go, you come with me. We go down and protect the family. We stay
Yeah.
outside that door and we don't leave.
Yup.
Couldn't a form of protection of the family be done by, I don't know, hiding them?
Hiding them, yes, getting them out of here.
Not just
something.
protecting them with muscle, right? Like turning them into a creature, a small creature. I can only
need to
do
get
one at
this
a time,
ship-
but
Well,
We need
two
to
of
get
them
this
can
ship-
swim on their own.
No offense, we need to get this ship up to speed.
Yes.
If we're going to
Say
live
we
through
throw the
this-
son and the father off the side.
As this conversation is happening, you see the ship comes almost to a complete stop that you're on, and the minutes pass as you guys are talking and strategizing.
Sid, can
and
you- oh.
The frigate gets closer and closer and closer, and you start to see some of the new men ready things to create a situation where the two ships can dock.
I beeline it to Whitebeard.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
I'll go with you.
I'll go.
I beeline it to the family.
Okay, so first, Civ, you're solo by yourself going to
I think
Whitebeard?
Lily is with me.
Yeah.
I must be with you too, because
Yeah.
If you like, it's your choice.
You guys
Yeah.
tell me
Where you wanna
what you're doing.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think-
I'll go with Whitebeard as well.
There's a lot of things happening at once. The ship is slowing. You see this frigate get closer and closer and closer, and these men are readying ropes and planks to create this sort of docking situation in the middle of the sea where the two ships can and you realize, well.
Well, actually, I won't go with them. I will climb up and I will use Meep to try to see how many people we're going to be fighting.
Okay.
What the lay of the land looks like.
Yeah. So, Fahima, as you sort of try to get to a higher position on the mast, and Meep flies up, you see this ship come into view in your mind, through the relation of shapes and colors that Meep is able to convey into your mind, and you see it as a very different kind of ship. There are cannons mounted both on the front and the sides. This is an attack frigate. This is not a merchant ship. This is scary. And there are clearly creatures walking around on top of it. They look to be dragonborn. And not dressed in any way you've ever seen dragonborn drawn in books or in person that you've seen. These have pieces of fabric over their, like hoods, over their eyes, down. They're dressed in bright colors. They're all heavily armed, and there's several of them moving about the top. You can't tell. There are structures kind of on the deck of the ship itself, almost huts that look like they've built, clearly parts of ships, not actual huts, but they look kind of like that, with red roofs on them, dramatic in the Schazengau style. And meanwhile,
How many humanoids? Sorry.
It's hard to tell. They have a strange quality to them. You catch, especially looking through the eyes of Meep or the mind of Meep, you catch movement when they move, but it's almost as when they come to rest, they kind of blend into the shadows. These are extraordinary. It's an extraordinary thing to witness.
Great.
Civ, you make a beeline to Whitebeard's captain quarters, and as you get there, the door busts open and he strides out, walking towards you, heading out to the main part of the deck.
I'm immediately gonna just stand at attention right in front of him. Captain, we have an attack frigate, possibly 2 attack frigates pulling up on what side would that be?
Stern.
Stern.
Yeah.
And they look hostile. They're waving the flag of the Schazengau, and they look like they could possibly be assassins.
Don't get mad at me. This was your idea. I'm done with this. Lost my patience. We're getting our gold and we're getting out of here.
They're not
Excuse
going
me,
to have
Captain, but with all due respect, you're getting no gold. If this ship arrives and we don't fight back, we're all gonna die. They're gonna take the prisoner and they're gonna leave no one else here.
You think this is my first negotiation with a hostile party?
No, I think this isn't a negotiation. They're gonna get it. Your crew is not on your side. You recruited men who are for them.
They're for them. You're saying that all the boys that I got in Boster are somehow working for the Schazengau.
No, she's saying their morale is incredibly low because they're new, so they could easily turn sides.
They're loyal to the gold that I promised them. Step out of my way. We're gonna get this done. And he keeps striding toward this area where these men are kind of setting up this, it's the side of the ship where they're gonna come alongside and then put these planks down to kind of create a docking situation. He's making a beeline right for it, kind of leaving you guys in their dust. Meanwhile, the other group of folks, Ugo and James.
Yes.
You guys are heading down below decks, and as you arrive at the chamber that that Chomel, Choran, and Baojai were in, you see the chains undone. They're on the ground, the door open, no one inside.
Hello? Choran.
Completely empty. And as those of you on top, on the top of the deck, see Whitebeard striding to meet this ship as it's getting closer and closer and closer, you see 3, 4, 5 of these new crew members bringing Choran, Chomel, and Baojai in chains. They have shackles on their ankles and wrists. They are moving them kind of roughly up to the deck and positioning them right there where these planks are going to come down. And this docking procedure commences as you see this incredibly small, nimble, spectacular-looking ship. I mean, it is lacquered and reflective in the sunlight. It's extraordinary. You've never seen anything quite like it. There are gleaming cannons on the side and on the front. You see these big, brilliant, swooping ceilings on the structures that are placed on the top with sort of red tile on them. It's an extraordinary sight, and you see these incredible forms, these dragonborn standing motionless. As you sweep your eye across the deck of the ship, you're certain there's one section that doesn't have any, and then you see movement, and it's like, oh my gosh, there's 2 or 3 over there, and several of them have these spears in their hand. Spectacular silver spears you have seen before, spears Ugo has wielded before, spears with markings on them. They stand holding these spears, standing menacingly on the sides of the deck as they pull up on the ship. Some of the crewmen of Whitebeard's Itch throw ropes, and they're caught by the Shazengao, the Dragonborn, and they're tied off, and these ships kind of merge and dock, and these massive planks come slamming down, connecting the 2 ships. And you see Loudmouth kind of looking nervously around at all of this activity as Whitebeard sort of lands in place proudly next to the prisoners in chains.
I would like to find it. Well, actually, I'm probably out of sight up where I am. I'd like to start casting Conjure Minor Elementals, and I want to cast Steam Methods. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to send them to stealthily, hopefully.
It takes 10 minutes to conjure, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it take 10 or 1?
It's only 1 minute.
Is it 1 minute?
It's only 1.
I have
10
it right
if you
here.
do it ritual, but I don't think you can.
Conjure Minor Element. Oh, it's 1 minute. Yeah,
Okay.
it
It's 1
is.
minute.
I guess we were just assuming, it's like, what's the difference between 1 and 10 when you're in a fight? Yeah, and I'm going to send them to scoop up some water. And I'm hoping, again, that the steam is going to keep them stealthy. Scoop up some water and spit it into the cannons. I'm going to try to use these methods to disable the cannons.
Okay, so you want to
So the
try to
gunpowder.
conjure elementals on their ship and spit water into their cannons?
Well, I think they would probably appear around me, and then they fly over to the ship.
So in that minute, as you're conjuring, several things happen. One of which is you see Loudmouth turn to Whitebeard as he lands in place, and he goes, so we're dangerously close to the deep reef. And Whitebeard says, why do you think I set our meeting here? Deal goes south, we go east. And Loudmouth says, but sir, we'd be crazy to go into the deep reef. And Whitebeard says, and they'd be crazy to follow us. And the planks firmly in place, the prisoners standing there. You see one of these Shazengao Dragonborn as Fahima continues to conjure the swirling steam of the mephits around your body. You see one of the Dragonborn say, the princess first. Send the princess first.
Yikes.
And he holds up an enormous sack of gold. Incredible. The strength it must take to just lift it. And then he throws it over the gap where the planks are between the 2 ships, where the ropes are connecting them. He hurls it over, and it lands with an enormous crunch, kind of cracking the surface of the deck with the weight of it. And as it hits it, the bag splits and gold pours out of it. It's more gold than you've seen in one place. It's extraordinary. The strength it must have taken to do that is incredible. And you hear Chomel start to look at his mom and start to whimper, and you see Choron go, no. And he looks at Whitebeard, no, please. And 2 of the men, as Fahima continues to conjure these methods, 2 of the men push Bao Jai, and she starts screaming, stumbling with these chains around her ankles and wrists across the plank and into the waiting arms of 2 Dragonborn assassins, 2 of the nameless few, who grab her, and then pandemonium inside and out because Choron is yelling, no! Chomel is, you see him, he's not crying, he's not screaming, he's still, he's quiet, but he's looking, he has terror in his eyes, looking, and Bao Jai starts screaming the scream of madness, unhinged. And in
Jeff,
that
will you
moment,
allow Ugo and I to get back up to the deck?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Are we-
You guys
yeah,
have gotten
okay,
up to
we've
the
got
deck as
this.
this is
Okay.
happening. Absolutely.
Got
You
it.
guys are all seeing this
Okay.
take place on the deck. Pardon me for not making that
It's
clear.
okay.
You are all witnessing this, and the moment that Fahima's mephits come into existence amid this crazy scene of terror, of this exchange being made, everything for all of you goes black.
No.
Complete blackness. And I need each of you to come with me to the secret room.
What are we doing right
One
now?
at a
What is
time.
happening?
One at a time. One at a time. Each in turn. We start with Civ Red Thistle,
Yeah.
and we will go one by one into the secret room.
Oh my god.
So good.
I am terrified.
We don't know how to go to the secret room, Jeff.
It's gonna
because
happen.
we're-
It's gonna happen to you.
Oh, okay.
Gonna take a second, and we are going to all go to the secret room one at a time.
Oh my.
Bye.
All right. It's just you and me here,
Yeah.
Jared. So, you see this chaos around you. And then there is blackness and stillness. And you experience a moment of clarity. A break. A stillness in your mind. And a single question flashes across your consciousness. A single question that demands an answer. You realize your friends, your teammates, the woman you love cannot hear you, cannot hear your answer. They
Until
will
they
never
watch the
know.
YouTube later on.
They will never know what you say right now. Your answer is yours and yours alone. And the question, Civ Red Thistle, is do you save the boy or do you let them take him?
I don't know how many Shaz and Gao there are.
Seems like it would be a fight.
Is the second vessel also docked with us, or is it just kind of tailing
It is
behind?
lagging a ways behind.
Do I see the methods?
You see that Fahima was conjuring something, but they haven't. This moment just pops. You have to make this decision. Do you save the boy? Or do you let them take him? Knowing everything you know about who he is and what he grows up to do.
Well, the old Civ would certainly let the boy go. Especially because there's a giant sack of gold sitting on the deck of the ship.
Yeah.
But I don't see the new Civ doing that.
Okay. It's time for the next person to join the secret room.
Peace.
So as you return to this moment of stillness and blackness, we will see who else joins us. Okay? So, welcome to the secret room.
This is amazing.
You didn't hear anything that just happened, right? You were not involved.
No,
in it?
no,
Yes.
I was in
Yes,
the,
you were booted
the other
out of
room.
our session, and now you are in. You are in what you appear to be in that moment of craziness as you were conjuring your methods and forming a plan how to deal with this crisis, seeing it happen in front of you. You experience a moment of clarity, stillness in your mind, and a single question flashes across your consciousness. A single question that demands an answer. And you realize your friends, your teammates, your mentors and confidants cannot hear you, cannot hear your answer. They will never know what you say right now. Your answer is yours and yours alone. And the question, Behemoth Tig, is do you save the boy or do you let them take him?
Save the boy.
Okay, thank you. You'll return back to the blackness and we will get the next person from the secret into the secret room. All right. So, in this moment, as this tumult, you arrive back on the deck of the ship, you and Ugo running back there, seeing this insane scene of Bao Zhai being taken, kicking and screaming to this other boat, and this blackness, this moment, it pops. It's not the kind of blackness that you're experienced with where your patron is summoning you, a different kind of blackness, a stillness, a moment of clarity. And in that clarity, a single question flashes across your consciousness. A single question that demands an answer. And you realize your friends, your teammates, the people that you have come to trust with your deepest secrets cannot hear you. They cannot hear your answer. They will never know what you say right now. Your answer is yours and yours alone. And the question, James Quillis, is do you save the boy or do you let them take him?
Save the boy.
Okay, thank you. You'll go back into this place, blackness, and the next person comes into the secret room.
Oh, no.
And as you arrive back onto the deck, running alongside James, and you see this insane tumult, this Bao Zhai screaming and being pulled across this plank by two large, hooded dragonborn. And you see Fahima conjuring something, using magic, formulating a plan. All of a sudden, pop, everything is black. And you experience a moment of clarity, a stillness in your mind. And in that clarity, in that stillness, a single question flashes across your consciousness. A single question that demands an answer. And you realize your friends, your teammates, your new family cannot hear you. They cannot hear your answer. They will never know what you say right now. Your answer is yours and yours alone. And the question, Ugo Rage Fist, is do you save the boy or do you let them take him?
Just got chills. This is Ugo's opportunity to just put something right that happened in his own life, and he will not let a boy taken from his father. Save the boy.
Okay, thank you. You will return back into the blackness, and the next person will join us in the secret room.
This is incredible.
I'm so scared.
Okay. Lily,
Yes.
you stand there, seeing the mother of the boy who took your mother, pulled across a plank. You see this crazy scene happening all around you, your teammates preparing to fight, and everything goes black for a second. And you experience a moment of clarity, a stillness in your mind. And a single question flashes across your consciousness. A single question that demands an answer. You realize your friends, your teammates, the Heroes of Bingle cannot hear you. They cannot hear your answer. They will never know what you say right now. Your answer is yours and yours alone. And the question, Lily Dumblestuck, is do you save the boy or do you let them take him?
It's a hard question.
Yeah, it is.
Well, Lily knows they can't hear her. And she knows the opportunity to potentially change the future. But she also knows that her family was not a family who fights fire with fire. So, I think as much as it would pain her, she would save the boy.
Okay. So be it. And you return to that blackness. That blackness lingers for a moment. And slowly that stillness, that calmness starts to bubble, starts to shimmer and shake. And as all of you start to perceive this pulling, this tearing at the sides of your vision, suddenly there is a rupture, a tear. Every single molecule in your body somehow begins to rebel, to stretch and to separate. The particles of you become unbound. It is excruciating. You feel a sundering of yourself as each of you is pulled, yanked through a jagged crevice, forced through a pinprick hole in time and space, disassembled and unmade in a moment. And then you are again. And the first thing you notice is the smell. Cedar and pine, wheat and grain, the earthly comfort of a grassy meadow. There's light, sunlight, and your eyes struggle to adjust. And Lily, you find yourself standing on a dirt road, staring at a wooden post, a signpost, a familiar signpost. The last time you saw this signpost, there was a large parchment attached to it, a parchment that read, "Adventurers wanted for a simple dungeon run. Big rewards, minimal danger. Meet at the Wagon Wheeler's kiosk at dawn." Lily, you are alone, but everything you remember about that fateful day seems the same. The temperature, the position of the sun in the sky, the people passing by, and the words you overhear them saying, it all feels not just familiar, but exactly the same. You look down and you notice you're wearing the clothes you were wearing that day. You have in your possession only what you were carrying that day. You are in that moment again. But there is one big difference. You look up at the signpost, and there is no parchment, no notice, no advertisement for adventurers to partake in a simple dungeon run. No anything. You, Lily Dumblestuck, are all alone, standing there. And you turn, and you look over your shoulder, up the road a ways, up a familiar grassy green hill, and the dirt path upon it. You see that a short walk leads you to the inn at the Gentle Oak. This tavern, sitting in the shade of an enormous oak tree, is a place for weary travelers and the local citizens of Kippleturn to socialize over a decent mug of ale or a tankard of wine. The tree is still there. The tavern is still there, undamaged. No signs of a fire or an attack by kobolds. And the door isn't damaged as you walk up to it. You open the door, and a bell jingles. Inside, you see a rustic wooden structure loosely separated into two sides. On the left, the gray cobblestone floor with large rectangular dining tables where customers enjoy tufts of bread dipped in thick stews. And on the right, a wooden plank floor with square tables for drinkers and those conversing in whispers and chuckles. The smell of cooked meat and spilled beer mixes with pipe smoke and a hint of perfume. Behind the bar, Ral the barkeep serves up mead and smiles in equal measure. As you walk in, Lily, you see your friends sitting there, together at a table near the window. They look different somehow. Less powerful, less experienced. They look like you saw them when you first met them here. And all of you, all five of you, went through the same sequence of events as Lily. You felt the bits of you pull and stretch, the very fabric of reality tear around you, and then your mind was clear and you answered a single question. And then alone, standing in front of a signpost in Kippleturn, a familiar signpost, now vacant, bare, you walked into the inn at the Gentle Oak and sat down. And all of you feel that sense of regression. I'm emailing all of you your level 1 character sheets right now.
What is happening?
What?
You're all level 1.
What is happening?
No, Meep.
This is what I get for asking for treasure.
Katie, you okay?
Yeah.
I've sent you all your level 1 sheets. You do know everything you know. You remember vaguely your adventure. You look down and the tattoos you just got are gone. They're in your bodies. You are all level 1. Sitting together at the inn at the Gentle Oak.
What's going on?
It appears that James was correct.
I was? What did I say?
Timeline.
I don't know.
Wait, just none of it happened.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
But
know.
we're all still here. We all, right? We all know each other.
Nothing is
I
said.
get up and run to the door and look outside to see if there's kobolds coming.
You don't see any.
I reach inside my cloak and reach for the artifact in a jewel. Is it there?
It is not.
Is
No,
the amulet around my neck?
Nope.
Beep. Beep's gone.
There's roll. Is Dufo Hymns sitting there?
No.
I know where we should go.
Or not?
I come back to the table.
The cave.
Wait,
Hang on.
hold on.
Hang on.
What did each of you say? I was asked a very specific question. What did each of you say?
As was I.
Save the boy.
Right. And did you all say yes, save the boy? And I look at Lily.
Yes.
Of course.
So we all answered the same way.
Apparently.
I
I
reach into
thought
my
we were
pocket.
going to have a chance to continue in that.
I don't know what this is.
We go to the cave. Now.
Why? Why?
We know what's in there.
Okay.
If it's there, then we know what's going on. If it's not, then I don't know.
No filth.
Well, as you say that, you hear a jingle at the door. And a ridiculous-looking man in a green jerkin and a funny hat to the side, the long, thin mustache, comes walking in and a head down, walks over to the bar, sits down heavily.
Is that
There he is.
Torvald's apprentice?
No, it's filth. It's the man who posted the sign.
Oh,
At least-
right, the one that gets...
Yes. Shortly after we enter the cave.
But have
I'll
we
go,
decided to go and take the job yet?
I don't know
Go
if the
gets up
job
out of the chair and approaches Filt.
Careful, careful. I'll go. Please be careful.
You walk over there and you see this silly man that you remember slumped over, just had ordered a mead, picks it up, about to sip it, and notices you, and he says, "Oh, hello. What can I do for you?"
Do you need help?
Yes. I do need help, yes.
I will help you. Let's go.
Go.
Help you. Wherever it is you need help, let's go.
Oh, well. Do I know you?
I don't know, do you?
I have a great mind for faces, but I do not recognize yours. Perhaps you can spark my memory?
I'm gonna come up on his shoulder and put a hand on Uggo.
He kind
I'm
of
sorry.
reacts.
I'm sorry. I think my friend thinks he knows you. What's your name again?
And he takes off his hat and does a very ostentatious flourish. Filt le concevas at your service. I should be the most famous adventurer in the world, but fortune, it seems, is not in my favor.
Why do you say that?
Well, I have found. I can tell you because it is of little consequence. I have found a dragon's lair. Yes?
Yes.
I have been watching it for months, weeks, months, days, hours, hoping, waiting for the dragon to leave. But no, the dragon does not leave. So, it would be suicide to enter. I
Lead
was
me
planning to create a party and get great riches and wealth. A dragon horde is renowned for incredible magic and wealth. But unfortunately, it seems the dragon will guard it, and I do not wish to die.
Lead me there.
Lead you there.
Yes.
You are going to face the dragon.
Yes.
Okay. Orc is brash. I want to see this. I tell you what. You buy me another round, and I will take you on my very wagon, and we will go.
Uggo looks into his bag. Do I have any gold, Jeff?
You have whatever you started with.
Yeah, your
sent you
character sheet, yeah.
Character sheet.
Yeah, I don't know where.
Yeah, is
There's
there
no
gold on
it.
that? I don't think I put gold on that.
Yeah.
I come over. I have a couple. Here's 5 silver. This should be good for a round.
I turn to Lily and I hug her and I say, I've never felt more relieved to hear that you said the same thing. I didn't know if I was making the right choice, but I guess we all have the same one.
I don't know if I made the right choice either, quite frankly. I honestly thought we were gonna go back there and I would still have, power to manipulate that choice, but now I don't know.
Well, there has to be some sort of security in knowing that we all made the same choice.
Well, and perhaps if we're back here, I can at least alert Bingle. I don't know.
I think there's a lot that we're going to consider changing now that we're back at the beginning.
And as the two of you are talking, you see James and Civ and Uggo stand up with Filt and start walking toward the door. And as he's passing you, he says, I will take you now. Why wait? He downs the mead and puts it on the table, and you all start walking. The 4 of you start walking down the hill past out the door.
Fahima, come.
Where are we going?
To the cave.
The cave didn't work out well for him.
No, I know. I think we should. Oh, God.
We can prevent it this time. We know what happens. We know everything that happens.
He's not planning on going in because he thinks the dragon is still there.
Is the dragon still there?
He said the dragon was still there.
Then why are we going?
I don't know. Uggo insists on going.
Uggo?
Yeah.
Why are we going to the cave if there's a dragon?
He kind of looks awkwardly at Phil. Because I'm going to kill the dragon.
Yeah. A brave adventurer. Yeah. Here's to you, my friend.
Uggo, we
Yeah.
are not the people we were a few moments ago.
And I am still that person.
Yes, but
I look at my arms. They're decidedly less muscular.
I can't even throw an eldritch blast.
Why don't we just go there and see if the dragon is actually still there? We can be.
Don't think dragons can talk?
Yes, they can
Of
talk,
course.
but
Gonna
they're
ta-
also...
at least I'm going to talk to him. And either we're going to have words or S words.
Well, the dragon wasn't there last time, so why do we think it's there this time?
He said it.
This
Yeah.
feels
Been
Been
different.
watching the cave for weeks, for months, waiting for the dragon to leave, and the dragon hasn't left. Maybe. I don't know.
Dragons are extremely intelligent. I'm sure there's more than one way in and out of that cave.
And what do you think the dragon's going to say when we say, hey, I've been here before?
I think it's gonna light you on fire.
Disagree.
Okay.
And if so, then I'm dead, and that means fine. Better than
No,
where we
not
are now.
fine.
Look,
Hang on.
we were just sent here, just like we were sent to the island. We just have to follow the path. I think Uggo's right.
Thank you. I'm going to do this. We should all do this and take charge. Clearly, we were not in control, and now we act like we are and do this thing properly.
Are you coming? The wagon awaits.
Jeff, I'm going to look around. I obviously remember this town from when we were here. Has anything else changed? I mean, if Dufo Hymns doesn't exist, what else has changed?
Well, if you recall, Dufo Hymns was in the inn
Right.
after
Right.
you went in the cave.
So he could still
I see.
exist.
It's a completely different day.
And
I
we
see.
did smell
It's the
perfume
day-
in the
The
end.
day you're living right now is the day you found the sign.
Then I say, my friend, do you know what today is? The date, that is.
Of course.
What?
And he tells you the date.
Is it the date of the day that we went in and answered the call and went into the dungeon and all that? Okay.
That's correct.
Wow.
Okay.
I think I don't entirely agree with Uggo, but I do think we need to go and at least see what we're dealing with.
Something is different. Something has changed. We changed something that could be a good thing.
Well, we don't have the amulet.
We don't have the amulet.
That's a big change.
Well,
Maybe
we didn't
it's...
have that at this point.
We
We
didn't.
knew each other before.
That's how you found it.
Right, but there wasn't a dragon before.
No.
I know. I'm just saying at this point
Just a
in
few
time.
exploding rats.
Does anyone have the capability to speak to a dragon?
Yes.
You do.
My awakened mind allows me to speak with anything that understands language.
All right.
And I
Well,
also
that's
have a spell that
something.
can do something.
Great.
Okay.
All
What am I
right.
gonna say?
Look at my book. There's nothing in it. There's no monsters.
I
My
don't even
ancestors
Spells.
are gone.
I don't even have my book.
Look, it's just the amulet testing us. Why don't we go and see what we see first?
Yes.
And the five of you follow this ridiculous man with this tiny rolled mustache in a green fit down the hill around to where he has his wagon parked, Wagon Wheeler's kiosk. And you remember climbing into the back of that wagon once, a long time ago, together, before you knew each other at all. The very first moment you ever saw each other was the moment you met at the Wagon Wheeler's kiosk and stepped into the back of this wagon together. And as the wagon starts pulling away, clip, clop, Filt on the front, holding the reins, the five of you in the back of this covered wagon looking around at each other. This strange sense of deja vu, the smells the same, the feeling the same, the details of the wagon the same, the faces of your companions. That's where we end tonight.
Can I do one more thing? Jeff, can I do one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to reach over and put a hand on Lily's hand and then pull it up to my face and kiss her hand.
Oh!
Seems like a perfect place to end the show. Tabaxley delicately kissing the back of the hand.
Behemoth's hormones are a year younger.
All right.
What are you doing to us? Wow.
Everybody wanted to know session 0. Jeff's giving everybody session 0.
Oh my god.
Something tells me it's about to be a little different.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yep, Zink.
This is incredible.
Just so everybody
my mind
knows,
is blown.
I spent intermission writing a letter to Lily Dumblestuck's grandma
Oh.
so that I would have it ready to go when we got to Bingle.
I appreciate it.
We're
Keep it
not
though.
going
You
to
never
Bingle.
know. You never
We had a wrong turn
know.
at Albuquerque. Not going to Bingle. All right.
So we don't get to keep our tattoos.
Well, there's a lot
Get
of
'em
question
again.
marks. There's a lot of question marks right now. A lot of question marks. Okay.
I'm okay with a temporary tattoo.
But also, you put tattoos on a body that wasn't yours in the first place. So, all right.
True.
I want to thank some folks that gave us love. Hornist34, Ginlay, maybe. Bingle and Flames, Uggo Dumbthistle, J-Lo Fett, Scoundrel Lovejoy, Goofy BK, something in Japanese. I like that. J-Lo Fett and others, we appreciate you. Thank you for being here with us. Next week, a simple dungeon run.
I so sad thinking about where James was at right now. I'm bumming myself out.
We will see you then. We appreciate each of you watching. Please tell your friends about the show. We're so grateful that you welcome us into your lives, and we'll be back here next week. Until then, humankind. Be both.
What just happened? I am out of my mind. Milo is in a bloody heap on the floor. He is lost, let me tell you. Holy moly macaroni. Well, to all of you who played along and interacted with us throughout the evening, our humble thanks, and thank you to everyone that shared the adventure with us. Be sure to join us live next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, right here at caffeine.tv/The Dungeon Run, as The Dungeon Run continues. Oh, and make sure to click the star to follow the channel to get live notifications. Jeff Canotta, you silly, silly man! I love it! I love this show. Goodness gracious, I love this show. Until next week, may the dice roll in your favor.
It started.
As a simple dungeon run. As a simple dungeon run.
In a world where magic exists, anything is possible.
Ah, life is pain. Ah, life is pain. Pain, 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 pain.
Meep, I love you. Come back to me. Meep. 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 Meep.
We're falling through space. No plans.
The island of Bingle is safe once again. You may return to your homes. And if there are any that are willing, help them rebuild.
Humankind. Be both.